And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
Hello.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back again.
I don't know. It's a song.
I think so. Although I already messed it up. I
Slim
think.
Shady?
Back again. Yeah. Guess who's back?
Tell a
buddy.
friend. Tell a friend. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not a poet, I see.
I am.
You know, rappers, it's really just poetry.
Yes.
And I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. We're going to start off on a hot take here. It is music. I think it does qualify as music. You know, there is some semblance of. There's not really. It depends what kind of rap or hip hop you're listening to. There's some chord.
I was going to say music constitutes like a chord. Like you need that.
Well, music. I don't know if music's like super defined, right? Because there are some. So whenever you get to like really experimental, contemporary pieces,
yeah.
So like in the more advanced music theory courses that we take, I used to hate it, right? Because to me, they're all gimmicks. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, there's a string quartet, or maybe it's an octet that's written for helicopter. So you have to perform it in a helicopter. And there's like specific requirements for like what type of helicopter it is and everything for how it sounds. Now you might be thinking to yourself, you wouldn't even be able to hear the fucking strings. It's like, what is going on?
Okay.
Now, is that music? I guess technically, but there's also...
Is it like the rotation has a specific like hum
frequency?
Or something? Yeah. Like is that
I
all
have
part of it?
I think, but
Because that could be
it's
cool
so dumb.
if there's like a
It's dumb.
scientific thing around it.
It's dumb.
Like if you're like breathing into like a fan, certain fans, you know how you're like it's going, and you're just like,
Of course.
yeah.
I wouldn't breathe
Certain
into a
fans-
helicopter rotor though.
Usually you shouldn't.
Probably
that's
not.
a general
Yeah.
life advice. But different fans sound different. So like maybe a helicopter is.
So there's this piece called, I always forget. I think it's 332 or something. Let me look it up. But it's by John Cage.
Okay.
It's for a full orchestra. It's just silence. You rest the entire time. And that's his piece. And like some people think it's genius. And I'm like, to me, that's literally not music.
Yeah.
Because my internal definition of music is something, it is sound that has purpose.
Okay.
Right? So for that, I don't know. I've had people try to explain it to me and they're like, well, it's every little creak and sound that the audience is making. I'm like, that's involuntary. That's like not purposeful. It's just life.
At that point, it's not it's not an arranged piece. It'd be jazz, right?
It's
Kinda?
like it's nothing. It's the absence of sound, though. To me, it's
what I'm
it's
saying
not
is
music.
like if you're pulling in like all the different creaks and things like that, and I know I'm way out of my depth here, right? But like
No, you're exactly in your depth because you can say whatever you want about this shit, and it's like,
if it's different every time, it's like okay, somebody in the audience coughs, right?
Right.
They're never gonna cough at the same part of this
Correct.
silence piece, which means that it's not going to be like this arranged thing, which means he didn't do it.
But it's not intentional, right? There's nothing within the score that indicates someone should be coughing or making a noise, right?
Yeah.
And even with the jazz example, jazz has some sort of foundation. So when you're improvising, you have a chord progression that you're playing off of. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes maybe it's just a cadenza or a solo, right? Where it's just you.
Yeah.
So that's an exception. But again, you're playing an instrument, so there is purpose behind that.
So like drum solo,
yeah,
music, regardless of chord, like it's just like you're
no chords, right? So yeah, there are exceptions.
Okay. Well, how we?
But listen to a 10-minute drum. Listen to a 10-minute drum solo. It's like, all right, we get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, you can play real fast.
Let's
come on.
So, anyways, rap
needs more
is
trombone.
music.
Yeah,
I am on that train, but I regard it more in the realm of poetry than I do with music, which I get a lot of flack for.
Okay.
Because I think what makes rap great is I think the rhythm is great. So you would call that flow, I guess, is probably the terminology that one would use within that realm. So that's very musical. But I think a lot of the praise people get when they perform like a really great piece of rap or hip hop is the lyrics. you know, the cleverness in which they're writing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of double meanings, a lot of
Yep.
rhyming schemes, really fast stuff like
Yeah.
Eminem, right? Because we were talking about him. And that to me, it's like, okay, well, that's like more poetry.
We were talking about Slim Shady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
Little tangent there, a little music tangent.
No, it's the tangents are the
Yeah, people.
That's what holds
people
the podcast
I will
together.
say I like rap much more than country. Country music is my least favorite.
country is like bleeding into the mainstream. Like that's like a thing.
It has been in the mainstream for years now.
Well, I never listen to the radio. Like 99% of the time, I'm either listening to like an audiobook or a podcast or just Spotify.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was like actually yesterday when I was paying my mother-in-law's, and it's like all country music.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is going on?
It's so popular.
Yeah.
My mom likes it now.
Sure.
Because like she had clients down south and then she like got infected
Yeah.
by the country music.
Ninth grade would be my country phase because I was dating a
You
girl
had a
from
country phase?
I was dating a girl
Oh,
from
yeah, that
Butler,
makes sense.
and it was one of
Yeah.
those like, all right, let's listen to all this thing. So it was like
I'd go country if I was dating a girl.
Christian rock and country was kind of like the marriage of it. Like
Did you ever listen to the Apologetics?
with an X.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
They were
Apologetics,
Christian
Jars of Clay.
They were a Christian cover band. They
Yeah,
would cover songs and make them
FM
about
Static
God.
was a big one.
Oh, you know them all. Okay.
FM Static, Reliant K, like that. That's the kind of.
I didn't realize I was talking to the pro.
Yeah, yeah.
I just had.
I mean, I
either
came
one.
from a
You did. So did I.
Christian school, you know, like that's yeah.
Yeah. No, country. I am not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I think it all sounds the same to me, which is
My
crazy. But
I've never sung karaoke
ever. Would you be
Ever.
willing to?
So yes,
Okay.
and secretly I really want to because I think I would
Really?
like shock some people.
I
But
love karaoke.
but to do it, I would want like our own private. Like it'd be like a friend group booth. I don't think I would be able to do it in front of everybody.
Okay. I think
And I
that
want
can
to
still
be
be
like
arranged.
really drunk.
Okay.
But
you sure?
but my debut karaoke song, it'll go one of two ways. Either one, it's going to be like a Disney song,
Love it.
or two, it's a country song called "Got Nothing to Lose" by I want to say Josh Grayson. I don't know if that's true, but I think Josh Grayson is. It
Sounds right.
Sung that. Yeah, and I have every word in my head. I will never forget it. I don't know why.
You love it.
I don't love it. I don't really like that song.
It's your
but
karaoke
I have
song,
it,
though.
Yeah. Well, that's
Everyone's
I
got
think
one.
That's it. Yeah. Either that or "How Far We've Come" by Matchbox 20. I really like that song.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We should absolutely do karaoke.
Yeah.
I love karaoke, and I never can find anyone to go.
I would do it. I just need to be like, I gotta feel good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I gotta be out of my head.
I
Like,
will say it is an art. You got to be the perfect amount of drunk because once you go too far, you're not finding the key, dude.
I think it's see that's the thing. It's
You're not
like, I'm
finding
not
it.
gonna find the key regardless. I
think you will, dude. You're a clarinet player.
it's yeah, but it's just always in B flat, just perpetually B flat.
B flat's a good key, man.
I don't sing in B flat. I don't think.
Yeah, B flat is not a common
I don't
key
know.
to sing in.
I don't know what I sing.
What about
in.
C?
I don't know. I don't
C's
know.
pretty. That's right down the middle.
Well, sure. I don't think
No
I'm right down the
flats,
middle.
no sharps,
That's
blank slate
that's what
for Tie Dog.
That's the definition of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna we'll try it.
I used to go to my college ritual was we go to Southside down in Pittsburgh, and we go to shoot, now I'm like totally blanking. We would go to college night at.
What a poser.
I know, I'm such a poser, dude. It was like the best deal
You
I've
were
ever
in a
had.
quartet though. Like you can actually sing.
A quartet? Oh yeah,
weren't you?
barbershop
Yeah,
quartet.
barbershop quartet.
Yeah, and like in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we weren't great though.
Chelsea was a little offended because she was always like, we were watching some show and somebody was like, oh yeah, I just want to sing with my. Oh, we were watching The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, I just want to sing in the car and go crazy with my spouse or whatever and everything. And Chelsea was like, do you sing in the car? I'm like, oh, I have a whole playlist of songs I love singing in the car by myself.
Yeah.
But like, never doing it in front of anyone else. You know? It's like that New
Interesting.
Girl scene where you have Winston just like singing whatever he's singing, and then they're like stuck in the back seat and he doesn't know they're there. They're just listening to him drive the whole way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. Carson City is what the place was called. Thanks for covering for me.
Yeah, I got you.
It has the best. It had the best deal of all time. Thursdays college night, $1, 32 ounce Yingling.
Oh, so like all of that is all just the same place.
The same place as what?
Well, you always talk about the $1 Yinglings.
Yeah, that's the place. But then we would walk over to Jekyll and Hyde, which is a Halloween bar.
Okay.
And our friend Kyle's favorite bar.
Interesting.
Which is, once you see this bar, you would be shocked. Us knowing Kyle,
yeah,
it's like, that's not Kyle at all, but he loves that place. And they would do karaoke every Thursday.
Yeah.
So we would do $1 Yangs over to karaoke,
but
sing a song.
That's the perfect thing. He's like, oh, that's not Kyle at all. But Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, that might be the other side. Maybe we see the Dr. Jekyll and then his Mr. Hyde comes out.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Next time he's in town, we should go because love that place.
So we all finished our book in our book club.
Which book club? The Dirty, Disgusting...
It's the... we actually named it. Hold on. Would you like me to tell you the name of the book club?
Yeah. I love how we're talking about your Christian roots.
Yeah.
And then we go into this.
No, it's just a book club.
Is that what led you here?
Chase Love, Indecency, and Tropes is the name of our book club.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound as filthy as it actually is.
It's an anagram.
No. What? When you're talking about this stuff...
Uh-huh.
Are the conversations as filthy as the material?
No, I think they're very like well thought out and adult.
Are you joking with me?
No, I'm really not. Like it's kind of fine.
Like give me a mock scenario.
Oh man, this is a lot of it's kind of like this after like we're skating on the after dark line.
Okay.
Like, it'd be
so yeah. If you can't say it on here, then it's not.
We can.
Look, I'm not forcing you. I'm just saying it's pretty bad. Then
in this scene, them doing what they did in this order of operations doesn't seem to be very hygienic.
Oh my god! All right.
It took me out of the scene or whatever. You know. Anyway, so
we're done. I'm pulling the plug on that, bro. That is insane.
There's some plot points that we talk about. We're just like, hey, the plot seems rushed here. Like, oh, they kind of like.
Has there ever been a book where it's like, I was so engrossed with the plot, I actually just stopped caring about the other stuff?
Not that I found yet.
That's what I would want.
Yeah,
I want a sleeper that's just
actually,
like,
you know what?
Wow,
I kind of lied. I just finished
the
book.
Mass Effect one.
Not yet. I need to go back to that one.
Yeah.
I just finished a book that the plot was actually very dark, but it's like pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things like I can easily say that because it was just kind of like it was well paced, well written. There's, anyway. All that being said, we're doing our kind of end of book review where the group gets like we're gonna go and just hang out at a house, make drinks that are themed to
the party,
the different characters.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I am doing the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde drink because that's one of the monsters in the book. Not him, but like it's based off of it. Yeah. So I'm doing this like kind of really smooth tropical rum drink that's blended because the guy is into electronic toys type things.
What kind of toys?
So just
race
anything.
cars?
Yeah.
Like Hot Wheels?
So I figured if I have to use a blend, yeah, exactly.
We're not going down that path?
It's like Hot Wheels.
I love Hot Wheels.
Yeah. But I'm using a blender because it's like, okay, I got to use some sort of that. So I did the blender and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this tropical drink and I'm putting a divider in the cup, pouring that on one side. On the other side, it's going to be this like super boozy, like spiced rum with coffee liqueur and like just like this really kind of like bitter side.
Yeah.
And then you pour the kind of smoothie consistency in either side, pull up the middle part, and then you take like a pick or a straw or whatever, and just do one really nice swirl, try to get some marbling in there and whatnot, and then that's going to be the drink.
Whoa.
So you're
getting into this.
I'm trying. We'll see.
Marbling?
We'll see. A little marbling. Yeah.
I know that on steak, not on
this is
drinks.
A little twisty thing. Yeah.
I like that. Are you seeing yourself improve as you gain more experience with
I'm seeing myself branch out. I don't know about improve because I still don't understand like the science behind a lot of that stuff. Like I'm just kind of guessing and seeing what I like and don't like.
Yeah.
So it's less educated guessing and more of just blind guessing that usually turns out like, oh, this is good, or like I want this to be sweeter, so next time I'll put like more, I don't know, banana in something.
I feel like trial and error is a huge component of that hobby.
Yeah, but it's like cooking, right? Like if you understand, like if you drink something, to do it correctly, you have to be like, oh, this is too, whatever, bitter sour, booze forward, not boozy enough, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to counter it or balance it or do what you want to do. And if you don't know how to just drink it and describe what the issue is, and then you don't know what the counter is, and you're just more sugar, I guess. I don't know, like it doesn't work.
So you would say it's more like cooking than baking, because baking is very much rigid, stick to the recipe, precise.
Yes, it is definitely more cooking than baking, because cooking, you can make stuff up, right? It's like, oh, I'm out of whatever, I'll use this instead, or oh, I want to add this and twist it up, or I'm doing a painkiller, which is pineapple juice and orange juice.
That's your specialty.
That's my favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
And instead I'm going to add like mango juice, or I'm going to swap out to lime. I think Abby does lime.
A lot of improvisation.
Yeah.
A lot of jazz.
You can do that kind of stuff and kind of do whatever variation you want.
So when's this book club party? It's coming up?
The 8th.
Aren't we missing the podcast for that?
No.
We're not?
No, we're not.
You switched it?
That's the one with Justin. Justin's coming on the 7th.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we're doing that on Friday.
You were just mistaken on what day it was.
Well, no, it was the 7th, and I would have had to reschedule. And then I was like, if we could just maybe not reschedule for the 12th time, that would be great.
Yeah.
Because I'd feel bad just calling, especially because we have a guest. If it's you, it's like, whatever, like I'll pinball you around. But like Justin, I feel like, got to keep firm.
Got to keep him firm.
I don't want to embarrass him on the air, but he texted me.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Justin, if this is embarrassing. He said that he's very sorry for calling you Johnny.
No, I knew he was going to be. So I know. He has the pass.
I told him.
He has the pass. Did he not listen to this?
I told him you legitimately did not care.
I would be upset now if he doesn't call me Johnny.
Well, there you go. It's on the record.
It's endearing.
Yeah.
He's the only one. He should take pride in the fact that he's the guy.
The fact that you said it on air and off air, like you doubled down. It wasn't like you were just doing it to save face on air.
No, I seriously, I actually didn't even realize he was calling me that.
Yeah.
Until like he started calling me about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
He's too smooth.
I generally don't like that, but this isn't bothering me.
He's
the chosen
very
one.
likable. Yeah.
He is a very likable guy. Yeah. Speaking of books though, I have a new, I don't know if project is the correct word to use here.
Okay.
But a new idea, if you will. So if you listen to our episode last year where my friend Calvin came on for his birthday, I surprised him by reading his favorite book, which is Red Rising, which is a good book. And I'm on the 3rd one right now. I'm almost done with the trilogy. But then there's 2 more after
I was going to say, isn't it like 5 books?
Yeah, I guess there's like an original trilogy and then a time skip, and then
that's how Mistborn
there's more.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
You do the 3, and then they have other kind of little novellas.
Well, I think this is a direct sequel. I thought Mistborn was like you go somewhere else in the universe. In the Cosmere, is my understanding.
Ish, but it's still within the Mistborn.
Is that like Way of Kings and stuff, or is that totally separate?
I think they're related, but that's like separate.
Okay, the Cosmere confuses.
I don't know.
The pants off me, dude.
Although that's Brandon Sanderson's all over my YouTube.
He's all over mine, dude. I don't know what it was.
He's teaching a class somewhere.
It's very cool. He uploads all his lectures. It's like I started watching. I was like, I'll learn how to write. I don't know.
He was talking about
how to write better.
Civ 7. He was like, I'm excited for Civ 7. And he just went off and talked about why he likes Civ 7.
I really like he does top 5s.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he invites a guest on, and it's kind of like what we do, where it's like they bring the topic, and then you rank off your top 5s.
Yeah.
And he was like doing a video game one, like his top 5 favorite video game worlds.
Interesting.
And
tell me about this book. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. Yeah, so I was reading Red Rising. I read Red Rising, and I enjoyed it. I was like, you know what? This could be something where it's like maybe I should start reading people's favorite book. So that's the new project I have going on. All my favorite people in my life, I'm going to ask them what their favorite book is. I'm going to read it. 1, because it gives them immense joy that someone is sharing their favorite book, which is great. I love that. And then 2, I think my friends and they have good taste. At least Calvin did.
Oof.
I wasn't expecting it either. I was like, I don't know. I kept putting it off, but it was a good book. I enjoyed it.
Am I in that?
You're going to be in that. You're not next on the list though.
Okay.
So next on the list is my mom.
Okay. You know what? I accept that.
Her favorite book is The Little Prince.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Now she recommends reading it in its native language, which is French.
So you have to
probably won't be doing
French.
that. I will not be learning French. So I'm going to read it in English. We'll see if it still holds up. But it's a very short book.
Okay.
This is like a classic. Like people are like,
Yeah.
this is one of the best books ever written. But it's like a children's book. I'm like very curious how it's so good. It's like very short. It's about a little kid who is on a planet and he travels the solar system or something. It's so weird. He meets a fox or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm reading that. And then I'm going to read my dad's favorite book, which I admittedly have read, which is 1984.
Yeah.
But I'm going to reread it.
Orwell,
yeah. I'm going to reread it. That's one of the few books I actually read in high school, and I quite enjoyed it.
Tom Hardy and Andrew Garfield do a dramatic reading of that if you want to do the audiobook.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to stick to just reading.
I mean, that's, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think you should.
I haven't gotten into audiobooks too much.
Oh, man, you should do
Dungeon
Crawler,
Carl.
Carl.
You can pick that as your favorite if you want.
So it has to be my favorite book. Or it has to be like, I want you to read this.
I think it should be your favorite book because that's kind of the spirit of it.
Yeah.
It's like if you had to pick one book, but technically, if you want to game the system, you can pick whatever book you want.
No.
But
Okay.
just so I want to put that on your radar.
So,
and then I guess you'll be next after that. But I'm gonna ask all my friends.
What's the any stipulations on it? Because like obviously like Red Rising, you're on the third book or whatever, and that was your own volition. You were just like, I really like the series, so I want to keep going.
If it's a series, it's got to be the first one.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh man, you got to get to the 8th book, it's like, no, it's got to be right. You got to pick that, but one that's going to get me into it.
I guess what I'm saying is like, okay, like there's a series. So like obviously that big Star Wars guy, like I have I could give you a whole bunch of books that I'm like, oh, these are awesome.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, oh yeah, like the third book in the trilogy is my favorite. It's like, so for instance, like Lord of the Rings, right? Like you'd be like, oh, hey, read Lord of the Rings. Return of the King is my favorite book, but you can't really just jump in there, right?
Right.
So that's going to be a challenge on which one to do.
Yeah, so here's the risk. It's like, okay, I really wanted to read that third book. You can gamble and pick the first book in that series and hope it grabs me.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't,
let me ask you this. And I don't think I'm going to go this route, but let me ask you this.
All right.
I tell you to do Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Would that be acceptable? Because you've watched the other movies, you already know what's going on.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if you just jump into
I'm familiar with that
3?
story.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I'd totally do that.
It's not outside the realm. It's pretty
really
good. Yeah.
Wow, I did really like that.
I think I would tell you to read Lost Stars. Unless I say otherwise, that's going to be my
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one with the guy and the girl.
Yep.
Their empire.
Yep. Yeah, they're fighter pilots.
Fighter pilots.
Yeah. It was very good. It was well done.
That could have been Battlefront 2, dude.
Could have been,
because that was kind of the plot, right?
Claudia's great. Claudia Gray is a great author. Timothy Zahn, Claudia Gray. Those are my two.
What's your favorite book of all time?
It's up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've already read Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to tell you to go read Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't think that you really should do. If you're reading a book, like it should be new, right? Like you already did 1984. That's fine. But like if you're like, oh hey, you're doing this for new experiences, seeing what other people like it's a good book. Like I don't know.
Hey, I respect it.
I'll think about it, but it's either that or Lord of the Clans by Christy Goldman or something like that. That's a Warcraft book.
Oh yeah.
And it's the third in the series, but it's the only one I read of the series. And it's its own kind of contained, like it's in a trilogy, but it's its own story that's not continuing from the other two.
Right.
So I feel like that could kind of get away with it.
Yeah, that could count. If it's a contained story, for sure.
Yeah. Mistborn's good too. I don't know if I'd tell you to read Mistborn though.
Yeah.
It's very long, and I don't know if that's the magic in there is awesome. Mm-hmm. And if you're looking for something from Brandon Sanderson, but like at that point I would be like, oh hey, Trust of the Emerald Sea or something like that. Like a kind of standalone, like here's your own book.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'll think about it. But
yeah,
Lost Stars probably the one.
Wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
The nice thing with the Revenge of this, and this is what we talked about, where it's like you could read that book and like that would be like an amazing movie in your head, the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it would be like better than the movie. Like it's wild.
I do sometimes have trouble like picturing things.
Yeah, but it's
in
like
books.
Ewan McGregor,
So
the one
no,
talking.
100%.
Like,
That's
it's
what I'm
not,
saying.
Like you could visually
like I see Count Dooku.
Yep.
Right?
But like Dooku's cooler and Anakin is dramatically cooler.
Yeah, right.
Like,
but I'm visualizing Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
Like this is who Anakin Skywalker is at this moment.
Yeah.
And that they just keep repeating that line and it's just like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, man.
Done.
I love episode 3 as well. So I mean,
I
you're preaching to the choir out here.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
Yeah. No, you think about it.
All right.
You could get me to read that Blizzard book.
No.
Okay.
No. I think it needs to be something that I enjoyed the Blizzard book.
It doesn't have to be, by the way, for anyone listening, it doesn't have to be fiction or anything, right? It can be.
I prefer fiction.
I know you do, yeah. But if you love a biography,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm down to learn.
Steve Jobs' biography was super interesting, but I don't.
Yeah.
I want you to read something like Red Rising and be like, I loved this so much that I'm just going to keep going.
I don't come at it from like the perspective of you want me to love it. Even though you probably do if it's your favorite book, but it's like I want it to be like this is what I'm really because that was the spirit of like what Calvin brought on is like I love this book so much, this series. I'm so passionate about it. I want all my friends to read it, everyone I know to read it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
so that's the energy I need.
At that point, I just pick a Thrawn book and be like, here you go. This is why Thrawn's amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Show me why Thrawn's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Anyways,
cool.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What's your quota? Like, are you trying to do like one a month or like,
no quota? I'm like, this is very.
Chill.
I'm not gonna kill myself over this.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like a fun thing I want to do. Like I'm still, like I said, reading the Red Rising books.
I have to finish
and then
another book
whenever
this month. I'm behind.
What book?
Any book.
Oh, any book.
I have to finish.
Oh,
a book.
you just have to finish a book.
Yeah, I have to do 3 a month.
Read the Little Prince.
I don't know. I think there needs to be some level.
No,
of,
it's a classic.
Yeah, I read a
classic.
I read a novella.
Yeah,
that was like maybe like 200 pages, and I felt like I was cheating.
That's not cheating.
I feel
the
like
novella might be, but
yeah,
The Little Prince is a classic, and you should read it.
Yeah,
apparently. So I don't think that's cheating.
Yeah,
I think that's just being efficient. It's the shortest month, dude.
I know.
It's the shortest. It's a
nutty month.
Nutty month.
Yeah, I got
Thank
you. Yeah.
Thank you. I was gonna say whimsical again. I don't know why.
It's a whimsical, nutty month.
Pulling out the inside jokes. Yeah. You know what's nutty?
Yeah.
Not really, but can't think of a segue. So I've been having this ritual where, so at night I'll go into my mom's room and talk to her before I go to bed.
Okay.
And she's been watching Bob Ross.
Okay.
The Joy of Painting on PBS.
He's a nutty guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's nutty because he's very calming.
Yeah, that's the whimsical.
Calming, but whimsical is what made me think of it. But maybe that might be the greatest thing to go to sleep to. It is the most relaxing. He's so soothing. Like his voice is very soothing, and it's like just watching him paint is incredible. And what I envy about like painters or like artists, like traditional art like that, like drawing or painting or sculpting or whatever, is like the vision that they have. I do not have that vision at all. So like, for example, he'll start painting, he'll just put this like blue line out, right? Out of nowhere. And it looks like terrible. And I'm like, what is he trying to do? And then just piece by piece, little by little, he's like, using other colors and, blending things together and doing all these crazy techniques. They're not actually that crazy. They're like pretty user friendly. That's his whole thing. But and then it becomes a coastline. You start seeing there's like that. There's always this point in time, this line where you get to, you're like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's so good. And I don't know, man. It's really cool. I have such respect for him in particular because I know I remember when he died, it was like a big thing. But artists in general is like, because I can't do it at all. Like it's probably one of the worst things I am at.
Is he in the pantheon of like kind of legends that have not been canceled and or like turned out to be terrible people?
I don't know. I'm afraid to look into it.
Yeah,
it's like I revere this guy.
Fred Rogers is still untarnished.
Mr. Rogers. That would. If the day that comes that anything comes out against him,
I think that's
humanity's
long past
over.
At that point. Yeah, you can't. It's long enough anyway.
Yeah, it's long enough, but it's like humanity's dead.
Yeah.
Because he was our one hope.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know what? There is purity in this world.
Something. Yeah. Well, there was.
There was purity in this world. Not anymore.
Yeah.
But
I listened to Digital Foundry to fall asleep.
Do you?
Yeah. I forget. His name might be Alex or something. But who's the guy that always signs off like, and that's what I'm. And he starts like getting really flowery and like quiet, and he's like, "Auf Wiedersehen," and then I just like, by the time I hear that, I just kind of pass out. I just
That's
turn my
a
phone
beautiful
off.
moment.
Yeah, yeah.
I watch a lot of League of Legends videos, and that puts me to bed.
How does that put you to bed? Aren't you like jacked and want to like try out a new?
I dream.
strat
I guess
or
I
whatever?
dream about it.
Jeez,
I practice in my brain when I'm asleep.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I've been having such a terrible time falling asleep, so like I need something where you would think now that the baby is like sleeping, it'd be fine, but our upstairs is so hot.
Oh,
because we have to keep her room warm and comfortable, but then like our room gets like unbearable because like whenever it's like super like negative degrees out, our heater works overtime to keep the downstairs nice, but then the upstairs is like sweltering. So I'm already hot, Chelsea's snoring, and then now we have a monitor, like a baby monitor, and I'm just listening to like waves going and stuff, but it's just like, oh my God, like it's just
in hell.
miserable. Yeah, it's terrible. But
yeah, I haven't been sleeping well either.
Yeah.
It's dude, when you can't sleep, it is brutal.
Well, you've been playing stuff too, right? Like you're getting into kind of gaming.
Yeah, I've been
mode?
staying up till like 3 every night. I haven't been this way. I'm gonna try to have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 done by next week so I can review it properly.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I don't know how close I am though, because I've just been doing everything. Like I'm like 50 hours in and
Yeah. So act
barely
one.
advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got. Apparently, there's a second map.
Oh, really?
So like I haven't gone to the second map.
Yeah.
So I'm like I might be like halfway through the game, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That game is wild. I will put it that way.
It's everything that Dragon's Dogma should have been.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely. Well, I don't know. I think Dragon's Dogma is setting out to be a kind of a different thing. Like I don't think Dragon's Dogma is ever supposed to be like, oh, super immersive and. Although maybe because it was like I remember they were talking about, you have to actually go on a cart. There's like no fast travel or something.
Yeah, and like if you have your weapons out, people are gonna like take that as aggression.
Yeah,
and, like you
so
kill
maybe
a
maybe
big
they were
troll and he's gonna like rot on the ground and stuff.
Maybe they were trying to go for that, but
Yeah.
it's night and day. It's crazy. I mean, we keep harping on it, but
Yeah.
the reviews that game got. I was thinking about this today. Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Man, was I dead wrong about that.
Yep.
So when that was like the trailers were coming out for that, I was the first person to say like this is just a cash grab and it's gonna be terrible, right?
Yeah.
And you can argue like what the quality of the game is, but man, is it unbelievably popular.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like another Overwatch,
It, like-
just like blow up and then die, and then
Yeah.
I actually didn't even think it was gonna blow up. It looked terrible when they were showing it.
But that's the thing I don't understand. Like how pissed off do you think the Concord folks are? Because they actually have an original IP of the exact same thing, and that just died on the vine.
I wouldn't say the exact same. This is literally an Overwatch clone.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure they use, and I said this previously. I'm pretty sure they use some of the same sound effects and
Definitely the
visuals,
same, like, icons and stuff. Yeah.
like the hit markers and like the X.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they literally
Yeah.
ripped that.
Yeah.
Can't confirm, but yeah, that's a great point. Concord is just what a failure.
Yeah.
Concord looked great, like in comparison. Like they had
Yep.
that CGI trailer, which I know it's CGI, but it's like, oh man, they're throwing
Personalities and
money
stuff.
into this. Like the voice acting
this
was
other
good.
game's like, hey, we're Marvel. And
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I like
So it's
Spider-Man, you know?
There's
like,
no hope. There's no hope.
Yeah.
It's like, I like Spider-Man. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's like,
Yeah.
that's going to win every time.
And now they're locked in where, Johnny Storm's coming out and the Thing is coming out.
Yep.
Oh, right in time for, what's this? The Fantastic Four movie coming. Oh,
Yep.
interesting how that all works. You know, like
They
Deadpool came out. It's like, yep.
Every time
they're
I-
smart.
every time I think Marvel's done, they just
Yep.
convince, like, it's
They-
too
they
big to
do-
fail.
They get a second win. They
get a
get
second win,
enough
yeah.
to,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you thought they were dead, and then Robert Downey Jr. pulls
Rips
off
his
the mask.
mask,
It's like, here we go. Here we go again.
Yeah, I wonder, like, is that it? Like, the Fantastic Four needs to be good? Like, how many Fantastic Four movies need to flop for
It's a
them to be
cursed
like,
IP.
you
It's a
can't do
cursed
it?
IP. Yeah.
So, but like this is officially like, okay, Marvel's taking the reins.
Right.
Like should be
Disney.
This should be essentially like Spider-Man, right? I mean, Sony didn't really hurt that. I mean, they drilled it into the ground, but like when Marvel got Spider-Man, it was still like.
I think Spider-Man's the exception because, I think there were other. Spider-Man's the opposite of Fantastic Four. I think Spider-Man is, no matter who's got it, kind of immune to the.
I guess that's fair.
Do you think about it? Like the video games are always great, even back in the day when it was based on the Tobey Maguire movies.
They're still
like
decent.
those video games were like pretty good, especially Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Even the first, I had the first one on
but
PS2.
the reason they were good is it wasn't just follow the movie. It's the movie plus we're going to throw in all these other villains and characters.
Exactly.
That, it's an actual like game.
They
it's expanded. Yeah.
But it just seems like Spider-Man always, like, everyone has such a reverence and respect for it that it always turns out pretty good. I'm sure there are exceptions, but Fantastic Four, it's always bad. Always.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the original, not the original movie, but where like Chris Evans was Johnny Storm and that one flopped really bad. I remember going to Denny's, they had the whole menu Fantastic Four. Like the marketing was crazy. They've always tried really hard.
Yeah.
And it just never hits.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So we'll see.
I forget who Mr. Fantastic was, but to this day, I think he was the best Mr. Fantastic. Like, well cast anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Johnny Storm even, I was like,
No, I thought that movie was actually pretty well cast. I think the writing probably is what did that one in, but I think the Thing looks terrible for the new one.
Yeah.
But I was watching.
He's supposed to, right? Like that's.
I get, He's got like a huge, like his forehead. He's got like.
Well, it's comic accurate. Like that's what they did.
That's
with the
what
Hulk.
someone was telling me. So I was in Jeff's chat.
Yeah.
What killed Jeff?
Yep.
Little pluggy plug. And this guy was arguing with me about it. Mm-hmm. Not me. I think he was arguing with Jeff about it actually. Where it was like, it's comic. He's a big comic book guy apparently, and it's just like, dude, I just think it looks bad. Which I agreed with Jeff. Sure. I think it looks terrible. But
But that's what they did with like the Hulk and different things. It's like what's the
Hulk's always changed though.
Yeah,
like he's just like, look at Hulk. Well, original movie,
Lou Ferrigno, like TV show.
Oh, well, it's only go that far back. But even within like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Hulk just always is changing.
Yeah,
he starts to look more like Bruce.
Yep.
The CGI gets different. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm out on Marvel anyways. I don't keep up with it anymore.
The newest one flopped.
Which one?
The whatever.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn of the new Captain America.
Dude, it's like, give it up. The Infinity Saga was a perfect encapsulated
if
thing.
anyone's going to do it, Robert Downey, and like I will go see that to see him, but they haven't said he was going to be in the Fantastic Four, right? Like he might be a cameo, but I don't know if that's going to be the
He's not the bad guy. They're definitely fighting Galactus based on the trailer.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is like you would assume that
he's going to show up,
maybe like post credits or something. I don't know if that's worth
That's
watching.
My assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to
review. I'll see it.
Nah, I'm done. Out.
I just miss movies.
I do too. Yeah, you're right. I do too, but I just don't want to support that.
Sure.
I hate the idea of just running things into the ground.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they're doing. I don't want to support that.
Daredevil's coming out. Cool. You watched Daredevil, Punisher, any of those? Punisher was very good.
I heard Punisher was good, or at least like the first season or something.
I like Bernthal, like the actor. He's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the main guy?
Yeah.
Black hair?
Yep.
Tattoos?
Probably.
Throwing weights at people?
Angry? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that scene. That was a crazy scene.
Mad guy, yeah.
He's pretty mad in that show.
Yeah, in the comics he's pretty mad too. So
comic accurate.
That's all you have to do.
There's a couple things that are comic accurate that we can't do anymore though. So it's like not always a good thing.
Accurate, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta be careful sometimes.
Sure.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go read those. Read the comics.
Chelsea's been watching Riverdale, which is an Archie comic. But it's my gosh, that's
bad.
Yeah. Well, she likes it.
Yeah.
I hate it, considering I liked Archie.
Better or worse than The Bachelor?
Riverdale?
Yeah.
Ooh. Dang. I like The Bachelor more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because at least you can just sit there and make fun of it, and it is quick, like 8 episodes or something.
Sure.
Riverdale's long. Like, it's a lot. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Bachelor, I have a good time with the Harbins just kind of like making fun of it.
Yeah, it's a good show to just turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of brains,
All right.
on a roll today.
Yeah. Speaking of nutty brains,
Here
we go.
You took a personality test at work?
Yeah.
You wanted to share the results or share your anecdote?
Well, no. So, the general view of the friend group for me, anyway, like, or towards me, I guess, would be like, I don't like to make waves. I like to kind of go with the flow type of thing or whatever. And that's like, it's a constructive criticism that I get, right? It's like, oh, you should stand up for yourself more, that kind of thing. You're too passive. But then work Tyler is like the exact opposite, apparently. Because I took this quiz on like, okay, like, here are these, like, do you find, I don't know, like information or other people's feelings to be more what like drives you to do a project or something? Like, I don't know, like things like that. So I take this quiz, and this is in preparation for like a team building thing that I'm doing next week. And I get this report back, and it's like, you would expect that on this like graph, like, like those circle graphs where you get like the different points, and it's like kind of this weird like octagonal thing, like, like in the Final Fantasy where it's like, oh, your strength, agility, constitution, and it kind of like points to different things.
Like the 5 stars. And,
it's a star graph or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Mine is like just all in one corner with like nothing else.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, what does this mean? And apparently it's just like, I might be an asshole in a way of like, I don't take feelings into account as much as like, I guess I should.
Yeah.
Is what the gist of it is, or I'm very direct and I don't like, it's like, I think everyone should be accountable for their own work. I feel like everyone needs to be like if people start talking about like other things outside of what the meeting's for, I find that a huge waste of time, blah, 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 that sort of thing.
Right.
So like, not maybe negative things from a company business thing, but personally, it kind of was like, I remember when I would be like super likable or super like chill and go with the flow and stuff. And like now I'm just like apparently a hard ass that I gotta maybe tweak some things in my work life.
Yeah.
But it breaks it all down. And then one of the categories was teamwork. And this is the one that really stuck out to me. Where it's on a spectrum, and it's like, -5 to +5, and 0 is just like, okay, like this is like the median. And I think this is medium, average, whatever. But like here's the 0 and median. Yeah. And I was negative on every single, it was like a dozen attributes under teamwork. And I'm like legitimately like,
oh no,
between -1 and 3 on every single point. And it's like, Tyler might not be suited for teams.
No,
and I was like, oh no. So that was a kick where I'm just like, okay,
interesting.
I gotta look at that. Yeah,
that is shocking to me.
Yeah,
because
I'm the support guy, right? I'm
you're
the
always
one that wants. I want
guy.
everyone.
It's like, oh, whatever you guys want me to do. Blah blah blah.
I was talking to Nate last night. Wow. I'm just like, I need to get. I will download the report and just start sending screenshots of like.
Speaking of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
I guess
that's you.
I guess
that's you, man.
Maybe that's why I'm. It's just like,
yeah, you're
half my life is so like.
Yes.
One way that
right.
I vent different way. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you get it all out during work, and then you're just this like really people pleaser.
But what side is
real?
Is real? Yeah.
I don't
know.
I mean, we have to ask ourselves that question, right?
I would say the work side's more real.
Wow.
Because not to sound insensitive, but it's like they're colleagues, like 99% of them, right? Like it's like I would count on probably one hand like how many people are like, oh, we're like truly friends, like we talk outside of work even, like that kind of thing, right? Like it's pretty limited, like it's a close group there. So maybe I just don't care at work where it's like, look, we're here to do a job, let's get that job done. Like that's my mentality. I don't know.
I think it's a fair mentality to have.
I think
right?
so too, but apparently that's not
goal. Well, yeah, I mean, I hate
like some people like to talk about. I just had a kid, and I'm not sharing pictures and talking about my kid all the time. It's just like, okay, like it's,
I am with you on that. It kind of depends. Like sometimes you vibe with people, and it's like come a little closer with them. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, why am I here? It's to do a job. And
like if I'm in a meeting and it's 10 minutes to actually start the meeting because we're talking about something else or whatever. It's like I get it. There's some icebreakers, whatever. But
worst.
Yeah.
I told you I was running a meeting, a 5-hour meeting.
Yeah.
I did no icebreakers.
Good.
Yeah. I'm bucking the trend.
I bet you.
Bucking the trend.
If whenever that happens, that's rare.
Yeah.
Rare.
Yeah.
I legitimately, like, silently, but like I applaud the person that's running the thing where it's like, thank you. Like, just you know that this sucks. I don't have to tell you my name, what I do when I'm in a group of 50 people, and I have to tell you like my favorite ice cream flavor or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
like
yeah.
ugh.
I know. Like, look, some people really like that,
Yeah.
and they need that connectivity with others.
Yep.
Because like we do our monthly staff meetings, which I also run, and that's a lot of the feedback I got. It's like we need to be more personable and like maybe do some more like icebreakers and fun activities to be more human about it. And it's like, I mean, yeah, again, it makes me feel like, am I just a robot? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not that way, but when I'm at work, I just want to like, I'd rather the meeting be shorter
Yeah.
and just get out for it.
Head down,
Then,
just get stuff done.
But
Yeah.
I get where other people come from too, right? They like people.
Yeah.
Yeah, extroverts. I don't know.
But that's the whole point of the exercise.
Yeah.
Is like it's a big group, it's a new initiative that we're doing. So it's like to work as well as we can together, we need to know strengths, weaknesses, things that you should watch out for, stuff like that. So like it's a good exercise. It's just did open my eyes where I'm like, this is like I'm reading and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, that's pretty
Yeah, when you
accurate.
think about it.
Yeah, it's like I could see that.
I forget what I got when I did ours. I think we did 2 different ones. We did the one, it's like the 16 personalities or something.
Yeah.
You've done the one.
Yeah, I
where
literally just did that actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you get similar results?
Yeah. Yep. I did.
Interesting.
It's very, and the crazy thing is, and I think we talked about this already, I could text my cousin right now and Autumn would just recite what I am. But I am an INTP-T, whatever the heck that is.
That's right. You say your cousin.
Yeah, she just memorizes that stuff. Like
That
it's
is
insane.
impressive.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's very formulaic, but
Yeah.
there's a million combinations probably, right?
Yep.
But I guess it stands for something.
Well, I have changed, and like that's obviously reflected in work and stuff like that too. Where I'm just like I've gotten, I don't know, gritty in my old age.
Yeah, I'm an ENFP-T
So like the opposite
of you. Yeah, I'm
what are you called?
a campaigner.
Campaigner. Yeah. Like a lobbyist.
I don't know. I'm a diplomat.
Logistician.
Strategy, social engagement.
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate?
Sure. I could see that.
You think?
I think so. So where you are accommodating and trying to kind of... So oddly enough, you are effectively me outside of work.
Am I?
Is what that I believe stands for. Where like you're trying to find common ground, right? Like you're trying to get everyone to kind of work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Mine is like, no, this is the way, and you're stupid if you don't follow it.
It's very DM.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know,
well, dude,
I'm a DM.
I've been shaken. I've been shaken because it's like, okay, like I take this and like, is this how people see me?
I don't see you that way because you don't act that way around your friends.
Well, I'm just saying
we need that when you're running our D&D games, man.
I don't know that you do. I don't know. Maybe
whip us into shape a little bit.
Maybe. Well, I did tell Nate like I'm gonna put a text out.
Throw a fireball at me.
We're gonna hit you with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
We're gonna start and have like a schedule and
good.
We'll be set.
Not that it's not going well. I think it's going well. I'm actually excited. I like our game.
But anyway, that's my thing. I'm a
jerk. You're a red.
I'll send you this report. And one of the things is you like to talk at length about stuff that you know, and I'm like, oh, you mean like I'm on a podcast every week? Like, yep. I need to stop talking. But
yeah, mine is like the magic of everyday life, like carefree, seeking joy. I mean, like
I can't wait till you're 30.
Well,
you need to take that again in a few years.
I think it makes sense. Like if you listen to me on the podcast, there's definitely days where I'm just like, I mean, you've seen it. You do the timestamps. You know, like I'm all over the place. I talk about whatever I want to talk about of like the wind, dude. It just goes
charm. Yeah.
Wherever. Some people call it that. Some people call it being an idiot. I mean,
ADHD, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I don't subscribe to that theory.
No. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's probably. I mean, there's stuff there, but like, all right, now we're gonna get down this route. Like, aren't just people just like that? Like, I guess it's like there's severe cases where like it's inhibiting you from doing things. Like, I can get that, like very extreme cases, but in my opinion, and again, take this with a grain of salt because I have no medical expertise at all, but I don't know. Some kids are like just like that. They're curious. They're energetic.
When we were kids, it was always you're doing one thing and like that's it, right? So I think at most, if I was a kid, I would be like watching Batman on TV, but then like maybe playing with Batman action figures. Now it's like you have the TV on, you're on your iPad, you're on your phone, you're doing like, you're doing a million different things, and your attention span is just naturally, you're just juggling a million things. Even if you're at work and you're having like 15 conversations with different people throughout the day, all at the same time, while you're doing all your other work and stuff, and you're like multitasking, like we're just being like constantly going in like shorter and shorter and shorter attention spans. Like
it deteriorates
with social media and everything else. And like, that's why, YouTube is focusing on like those reels instead of actual YouTube videos
shorts,
and stuff, and you can scan that for like hours.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is people are just like that, but I think it's like society is
That's a good point.
Absolutely moving to that. And then like it's on demand stuff. You don't have to wait for any, like if I wanted to watch Batman back in the day, I had to wait till, I don't know, 5:30 or whatever the time that Batman came on the TV and you watch it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, and then the middle ground was like, you can get the VHS and you can watch that on demand. Now it's like you just go on Plex and like, okay.
I miss those days because it was like you look forward to Dragon Ball Z coming on at night,
right?
And it's like all week you're like, oh my gosh,
instant gratification.
You think they're ever going to get off of Namek?
Yeah,
it's like no, but and then you'd wait all week and then you'd watch episodes so hype.
Yeah,
and then I miss those days. And if you got a VHS, you'd watch that shit on repeat, dude. Yeah. I would like, oh my god, you just want like one of your favorite movies, you just watch it nonstop.
I broke Return of Jafar.
Yeah,
I did
exactly.
Yeah.
Broke Titanic too.
Just a very small part in Titanic is broken.
The part of the tape is really worn out.
It's
That's
just
weird.
one of the tapes.
Huh?
The second one, 15
weird.
minutes in. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
was it the quartet scene?
It was.
Makes me cry every time.
Yeah.
That makes me cry every time. So sad, dude. They're just jamming. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment as they sink. Anyways,
speaking of Titanic,
what about it?
Oh, I don't know. You got anything to segue?
No. All right, should we get into our review? We have a review this week. We made a couple promises last week.
Yeah,
and
we're pretty good on the promises. I think.
I don't think so at all.
I think so.
No,
we're pretty good.
There's a million promises we made.
We made 5 promises.
Last week?
Last week, yeah.
Oh, last week we did great on the promises. Yeah. I think our overall promise track record, not great.
Oh, no. But 2025, we're pretty good.
Yeah, sure. So 5 promises. 3 articles.
Yep.
And a top 5 and a review.
Yeah.
Which we got the 3 articles.
We got 2 out of the 3. I'm waiting to post mine, but
okay.
By the time this comes out, it will be posted. So technically, I count that.
Yeah. So if you're curious on what we're talking about, couchcompany.games. We got articles on there. We wrote some stuff.
Yep.
Top 10 favorite games from our friend Jeff.
Yep.
What Killed Jeff, and then mine as well is also on there.
Both good writers. I don't know. You guys are insane.
I wouldn't say that.
It is very, like, I'm reading them in your voices, and it's perfect.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Just saying.
I need to learn colons.
Okay, well, semicolons and commas, maybe.
I thought, dude, I like the semicolon, though. It breaks it up.
Grammarly.com.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that malware on my computer.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. Anyways, so check out the articles if you want a little bit of a read. What would you say mine is, like 5 minutes?
I could tell you exactly how long it is.
5 minute read?
I will tell you.
The AI voice is 10 minutes.
Well, that one. It's, here, let's see.
I don't know how long
Jeff's
Jeff's is.
So Jeff's is about a 7-minute read.
Okay.
And I can't tell you what yours is because it's marked as red. So I would say yours maybe 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
I think yours is a little bit longer, but
mine was. I went a little long.
Yeah, and it's not too long. I think you read it, you enjoy it.
So we have the articles.
Yeah,
check those out, and we're gonna move on to the review. So this week we are going to be reviewing our third game of 2025. Second game of us both reviewing it. We both played this one. Orcs Must Die, Deathtrap.
I'm so happy that you knew.
The title.
All I knew it started with a D.
I think it's Deathtrap.
Yes.
And who's it made by? Excellent.
Damn it.
All right. Got him. I don't have the answer either.
Okay,
No.
I got you.
Anyway, so do you want me to kick this off?
Yeah, go for
here?
it. Go for it.
Let me pull up my little notes here. Should have had this ready to go. All right, so Orcs Must Die, Deathtrap. Background on my experience with Orcs Must Die. So popular series. Obviously, it's a tower defense, like third-person action kind of game.
Robot Entertainment. I knew that.
I thought you knew it off the top of your head. So
I
was
don't
a
know
little
why I
bit
forgot
surprised.
that. Yeah.
That's okay. So this is really, honestly, I think it's the fourth game in the series, right? In the mainline series. I don't know if there's spinoffs.
There definitely are spinoffs.
Yeah.
There was a kind of like live service one that tanked. So I would say this would be the fifth one.
Okay.
So there's Orcs Must Die
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, the failed one, and this one.
The one that must not be named.
Yeah, because 3 was a Stadia exclusive, I believe.
I do remember you saying that, which is always super successful.
Yeah, not really.
Yikes. So this is technically not my first Orcs Must Die because we played a tad of 3 in preparation for this, but I am counting it as my first in the series, which you will hear probably a benefit of the review based on the other reviews that I've seen.
Sure. Yeah.
So we'll start with the gameplay.
Yep.
Now it's still third person. It still has the pretty core mechanics as far as I'm aware. Not a veteran of the series, so I'm not 100% sure. I know that they made some adjustments, right? But you have your traps, right?
Yep.
You have your heroes with specific powers, and then a ton of upgrades that you can have too. So your heroes have upgrades, your traps have upgrades, right?
Hero powers are fairly new.
Okay.
It's kind of weird because by the time 3 happened, like you could kind of put any power to any hero and stuff. Like,
I see.
Different heroes started with a certain weapon, but you didn't have to
This
like
is different
because
heroes have unique powers.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yes.
Anytime a video game has your character being unique, like you have a specific role to fill, I am much more inclined to enjoy that because I like being special.
Different health, different weapons, different like it's just all very unique. Like different, like the weapons even specifically are pretty varied. I think.
There's melee people, there's ranged people.
Yeah.
So the gameplay overall was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I thought it played super well. It was pretty fluid. The abilities made sense. So I played as the bear person, big tank melee.
Yep.
And I had a blast with him. He was great. I clicked like instantly with him. So that's always a good feeling when you like find that character right off the bat. But it's just fun. I mean, like, so they add it's kind of like a roguelite scenario in a way where it's you're doing these runs, right? There's like 3 maps you have to clear and then a boss. And then, you go back, you get skulls or whatever, you buy upgrades, and then you do runs again. And the maps are random, and there's like a random boon, not a boon, negative boon against you that you have to pick. So it's this cool kind of thing where you're like picking the map. It's like, oh, we know this map really well, but that negative is tough.
And the negative stack. So while it might like that negative might not be an issue for that specific map, the next map might be, oh, this is actually way tougher now that we have these 2 on this map type of thing.
Exactly. Right. So there's a lot of kind of strategy. There's a lot of conversation that happens with your team when you're, building stuff. The fortresses or the barricades you put down is crucial.
Yep.
So you strategize about how to put their path in a specific area to narrow them in, and then do your combos or whatever, put all your traps in a specific place. So I really like that element of it. I think it keeps it fresh.
Yep.
Because that's a new kind of thing with the roguelite mechanic, as far as I am aware.
I wouldn't even... Yes. I don't know if that's necessarily... I guess it's a roguelite in that it does change every time, so...
It's a run.
Yeah.
Right?
So that is the new mechanic, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. Yep.
I like that style.
The roguelite progression of run it, get the currency, and then slowly make your character more powerful. That's a staple of the series. Like that's a continuation. But yeah.
Right. So
it's worth noting too, not to keep jumping.
No, go for it.
The cool thing with this one too is every board you beat, you get a new trap. So every one you beat, you get a golden skull, and it takes one golden skull to open up one trap. And then so it's pretty like you just want to grind out all the traps, you can just do that, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah. No, exactly. So it took me a little bit to get used to it because I remember the first game I played, I died a bunch. But then you get a feel for like how much you can handle, and you got to retreat at some points.
Yeah.
And the enemy types are varied. There's a lot of different enemies with abilities, and you have to adjust your strategy. So like sometimes there's like these bomb guys that sneak in and blow up your barricades that can just ruin your game.
Yep.
There's little fast minions that get past you. There's flyers that you have to be on the lookout
over
for.
The barricades,
huge buff guys, right? So it's like the enemy variety is great, and the powers are super varied. It keeps it very fresh, and you have to be able to adjust. I love that piece of it.
And it's pretty, because of the roguelite element of it, they're varied right off the bat. I think Orcs Must Die 3 got varied eventually, but it was a very slow progression by the time it actually got like really hard. Like it was like, okay, this level we're going to introduce the runners. Okay, this level we're going to introduce the flyers. And this one, it's like, hey, we're just throwing everything at you. Good luck. And you're just like, what?
It's that roguelite. Like you might get smashed the first time, but then you just get stronger. And you start getting a feel for it.
Significantly harder the first time. Like when you and I played 3, it was like, okay, this is kind of like boring, right? But like in this one, it's like, you better know what you're doing. Like we're not pulling any punches, so it was nice.
So yeah, I liked it because they did it in a way as well where it's like, you get overwhelmed, but then it's like it's easy to learn and pick up, and then you do get compensated so you can get stronger. It's that roguelite mechanic, right?
Yep.
Where again, I keep saying that where it's not super like a roguelite, but
close enough
where it's the only similarity I can draw.
More so now than it's ever been. We'll put it that way. Yeah.
So overall, I really enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
And you go back to the hub world's new.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of going back to kind of like a base of operations, and you go and you visit the different like NPCs there. It's like, okay, this one's going to upgrade your traps, and this one's going to upgrade your character, and this is how you get different abilities, or not abilities, but what is it, like perks, I guess, to make your character stronger. And I think all that's really well done, and it's kind of funny because all of that uses the same currency. So I usually like bitch about games using like 1,000 different currencies, but this one is like kind of tough because like it's number of skulls, and very quickly you could like lose all your skulls to like building up this perk, and now suddenly you can't do anything else. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It makes you actually think.
Right.
But that was one thing that really stood out to me is like, man, it's kind of a grind to get like the skulls to really start seeing a difference in your gameplay, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say, so that you have access to all the characters right away, all the champions. I love that change because in 3, the little that I played, it's like you only have 2 choices off the bat, and then you have to unlock the rest. This is great. You know, you can try out whoever you want. I liked the first person I got, so I stuck with him, but
I played a whole bunch of them. Like I played the bear first. I enjoyed the bear a lot. And then you just picked him, and I was like, yeah, okay, like I'll try something else. You know, that cat is awesome. Like awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The characters are sweet.
Yep. The moment I played that, I was like, this is my character. Like the crossbow guy's pretty chalk, if you will. Like just kind of right down the middle. But the cat is really cool. Like super squishy. Like we were getting like I would die like quickly if I was tangling with the wrong people. But like
But you're a rogue though. You can go invisible. You can get out of there. You backstab people.
Once you start really kind of understanding how you can stun lock people and different things like that, you can get kind of ballsy with it. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some strategies you can definitely implement. So I think overall the gameplay pretty well done.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Personally. Story and characters. Not much going on here for that.
It gets less and less every entry, man. Yeah.
Well, I think they realize it's like, okay, nobody plays this game for that, so I don't necessarily knock it for that. Now the character designs are are fine, I think.
Yeah.
I like them. I like how there's some animal people in there.
Yeah.
The character voice lines get super annoying,
Yes.
especially the one guy, the guy from the old games.
Yeah, you can run around, collect a bunch of pages in the hub, and then you unlock Maximilian.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my cousin was playing him because he's like pretty good. He has like a cool kit, but God, his voice lines are the worst.
Yeah.
He says like the same thing, like two things, and it's like the same joke.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I have to reload now. It's like that was like I was getting so annoyed.
Yep.
There's nothing against like but oh my gosh.
I think the voices were like fine. Like my
Yeah.
character every time she's like just super dark, right? Like the cat is like time to murder people or whatever.
Yeah.
And it makes you smile. And I think it's fine, but yeah, like the voice lines are definitely overdone. The caveat to that though is while some of the like the orc voice lines are overdone, you can tell that they just went into a booth and just started recording a million of them.
The orc voices,
and they were hilarious.
yeah,
Very good.
they're a highlight.
Yeah.
They're so funny. Once you start like tuning in and listening to them, dude, it is.
It's like, oh, I'm going to retire tomorrow. And
Yeah.
right after you like cut them in half or something. It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, dude, it's so funny.
I wonder if my brother's here.
Yeah. Oh my God, there were so many good.
It's a little
ones.
dark, but like
It is.
they know what it was.
Yeah.
And they went for it. So yeah,
Yeah. So
mixed bag, but I think overall
there's no
it's
story.
fine. Yeah.
I mean, again, that's not really the point. But
I don't know why this stuck with me, but specifically with voice lines, whenever because you can buy towers too, so you can buy like elven archers and dwarven grenadiers.
That's right.
And for whatever reason, the sound design is really, really well done. Where like on some of the maps, if you buy this dwarf that's just shooting these bombs, where he's located is in this kind of like town square. And if you're not in that vicinity, you just hear him like his voice is like echoing.
Yeah.
In a very realistic. Like I don't know why that specific thing just stuck with me.
You loved it. You kept saying like
It was
these
hilarious
amazing.
because like I'm fighting these things. All of a sudden, you just hear this like Scottish dude like laughing as he's like just mowing down guys, and it was very like I don't even know like immersive. I don't like
Sure.
it's just like that's how it would sound if we were fighting. I don't know. It was well done.
Yeah, no.
Unreal 5 is a good engine.
Unreal 5 is a very good engine. Speaking of sound, I think, the sound design in this game is fine. Like, the crunchiness of beating up orcs is good. The traps, they have weight to them. I think that's all well done. I don't think anything like super jumps. I know that specifically jumped out to you. I don't know if anything jumped out to me where it's like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Because games, like I always say this, every review that we have, sound in general in the modern age for games in particular, but really any kind of entertainment media, it's gotten so good
Yeah.
that it's really hard to like stand out
Yep.
in that space. So yeah, I think it was good. The music was fine. Nothing.
Did you feel like it matched what was happening? Like it seemed like it
sometimes
was kind of weird,
but sometimes not.
Yeah.
Because I think the music's based on like the level, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Like, sometimes because the weather's random as well. There's like weather events which add like different things to the game. So it's like sometimes it's dark and stormy, and then there's like this bright soundtrack going on.
It's like jaunty type of thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
But the music's not bad. It's like fine. I kind of just put it middle of the road. Like there's no specific nitpicks that I have against it, but it also doesn't maybe grab me. Like I wasn't really paying it too much attention.
I know I talked
it.
about Ember Ward last week, which is another kind of tower defense game. I will say that song got stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it, but then I was like kind of like just humming it. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of a cool tune.
Yeah.
I don't get that from Orcs Must Die.
Yeah, me neither. Again, not bad. It's middle of the road for me.
Last thing on the voice stuff, I will say that the characters do call out like, oh, we got some flyers, or oh, they're
Right,
so, like,
which is good.
that is helpful information. So
Yep.
if they use it in that way, like I can kind of overlook some of the repeated lines if the other stuff they say actually makes the game
anything
a little bit
that's
more accessible.
useful is
Yeah.
much appreciated. It's just my guy wasn't too bad. He's pretty soft spoken.
It was just Nate's guy. It was just the Maximilian.
mainly Nate's guy. That was
They had him for 3 hours.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah,
all
it's
right, what
tight.
can we give him? Yeah.
tight squeeze there. Yeah. So, speaking of Unreal 5, though, the presentation of this game, I mean, Unreal 5 just looks great.
Yeah.
Specifically the lighting Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about it. Like we were even talking about, so the rain specifically, it's very cool how they do that. That jumped out to me, where it's like you step outside, it's raining, then you step inside, and you can kind of see it, the wind blowing, and it's coming in a little bit.
Yeah, if there's a window, the rain will come through the window. And stuff.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Kind of tanked the frames a little bit, but
but they patched it, and it did perform better after the patch. I will say that.
Yeah, no, and I think the character models looked great.
Yep.
Everything looked good. Like, it has a specific style. I'm not going to say it's the most beautiful game of all time, but for what they're trying to do, I think it looked really good.
I think so too. I think the animations were decent.
Yeah.
Especially for how many characters are on the screen at any given point. Like, I think overall it was really good. I think the style, I like that style personally.
Yeah.
I prefer that style over something like a Borderlands that's like very cell shaded. Like, I like the very clean, almost like Play-Doh aesthetic. Like, that's just, I dig that. So that works for me. But I thought from a geometry standpoint, I think everything was really well done. I think the animation of like you moving around and doing stuff, I think was really good. Some of the presentation on setting traps, I think, could be slightly better. Where I spec'd into a lot of ceiling traps, so I think that's really where my issues lay. Like, where I was trying to like set up ceiling traps and like it would like snap to like a wrong location and stuff. That got a little frustrating. Like, nothing like groundbreaking. You got used to it, but like that was really my only gripe. Like, I think the UI is actually kind of fine. Like,
so my big gripe is the home base hub.
Yeah,
is horribly designed.
It's just big. It's like it just makes you run around for no reason.
There's no. You have to like pretty much trial and error to find out which vendor does what.
Yep.
And then, like you said, it's big and you have to walk to it. You can't snap. There should be a menu where you can just go to where, like, why are you making us walk around?
Yep.
Like, it's not an immersive experience. We're trying to get back in the game. We're trying to do another run. Like, I think you would be much more better served that quickness, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about these types of games, tower defense, roguelites. It's all about quickness. When I die, how fast can I get back in the game?
Yep.
Like, I was listening to Pirate Software talk about Blotcher, like he's playing that now, and that's a big point that he made. It's like I can hold R and I'm in a new run immediately. I die, there's one button, I'm back in, and that's you might not think about that, but even queuing up the game, there's like considerations you have to make, and it takes some time. So, and I think the UI is horrible. Like, we came in after they did that first patch, and then they had exclamation points above the vendors because people couldn't find them, and it was it's so obvious they just patched it.
So that part I agree with you, but I think the overall UI, it's very quickly like how to work it. Right, like it's like, okay, these perks are for all the characters. These are just for your character. These are the upgrades for these things. Where it's like, I think individually, like every part, I don't know what I would necessarily have changed. Like, as a designer, like I was like, okay, like I get this. There are some things where they changed the wording and like the verbiage of stuff on the latest patch, because I actually played with Nate and Ian. Like one more time in preparation of this, of like, okay, like I at least want to beat like a boss, right?
Did you guys beat a boss?
We did.
Nice.
We did. It was the most trivial thing ever. So it's the same level that we played 2, 3 times or whatever. And Ian's like, oh yeah, you just put a barrier here, and just murder guys.
And don't fall off the edge.
And don't fall off the edge. That was a big one.
You want to tell that story?
Nope.
Okay.
And then we crushed it, and it was like, oh, is there, like, we killed the boss, like, very
like you're
easily.
excited,
and it's like, is that? He's like, yeah, it's pretty anticlimactic, and then just go back to the base, and you can like ramp up the difficulty and stuff like that, but for our run, we had some sort of penalty where it's like if one person dies, you lose like 15 health points from your thing, and that's exactly how many we had left, and then I fell through I showed them.
You're not
where
telling that
through.
story great. All right, so we're on the boss. We've spent like an hour so far because it's the third map, and then we're really excited. We're preparing. We're like, this is it, boys. This is it. We're all juiced up. We get all of our traps set up, and there's a lot of deliberation about, okay, we want to do barricades here and traps here, and there's we're changing a lot of things. It's a big setup, and we're ready to go. We're locked in. We have our assignments. We know what it is. We start the match. And then we lose instantly. And we're like, whoa, what the fuck? What just happened? And then all you hear is Tyler just saying, I glitched to the floor, dude. That's crazy. It's crazy. I was like, did you glitch to the floor or did you fall into the water? And you're like, I glitched into the water, dude. And
no, I went into the water, but it was from.
It killed me.
And I took Nate to the place that it happened.
Yeah.
And it was like I was on
scene of the
this
crime.
like this little, I don't know, like railing.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
and you just
about.
go right over top of it.
Right. And you fell in.
I fell in.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because I told you I took a perk that if I fall into a hazard, it only is like -1 or something, or it doesn't count or something. It's like, oh. Hey. Anyways,
Nate admitted to rage. He's like, I rage quit that day. Like I was done. I was done.
Yeah. We could tell he was.
Yeah.
I would be too. Actually, I just thought it was hilarious. I was laughing my butt off.
You were.
Dude.
I felt so bad.
So funny.
It was rough.
You didn't do it on purpose.
It is worth noting. Like those matches can last. Like it's pretty long. There's
you
no way to
can't-
speed that up.
It's kind of goes into my point too, where there's not a quickness to it. It's a commitment, right? You can quit after like one of the maps, but you get less rewards, right?
So they changed some of that around too. Like before, it was like, oh, bet this much forward or whatever, and it wasn't entirely clear. But they changed a lot of the verbiage around it, where it's just like continue the game or leave with
very
this
arcade style. Yeah.
So it was pretty good.
Only last thing I'll say, I think the game's pretty well optimized.
Yeah.
I was able to max it out and frames were pretty steady.
Yep.
Only caveat, which we did touch on, is specifically with the rain, there was some choppiness, some stuttering with that, some lowered frame rates. But after the patch, like Tyler said, it did get better. So yeah, pretty fluid experience, and it felt good overall. So it's always, I like to shout that out, especially on PC.
Yes. It was a good time. Another crown another jewel in the Unreal 5 crown of like, hey, look, this just look good.
So I'll say overall, just to kind of conclude, it was interesting because this game did not get very good ratings.
Yeah, do we remember where it
like
sat
low
generally?
70s, I think.
Okay.
Low to mid 70s, which is not super great, right? Or maybe 69. Nice. It was somewhere in that realm, and kind of surprising after playing the game, because I thought a lot of it was great. Like if you want a game to just get on with the boys, kind of not really turn your brain off because there's a lot of strategy, but just like, have something fun to share and experience with your friends, I think it's a perfect kind of game to play. Like we mentioned, it is kind of a time commitment, right? It's not, you can't just jump back in. It's not that quickness. And also, I think at first I was much higher on it than I am after, a couple sessions of us playing, because I did see the loop and I was like, this is fun, but I can see the end of the tunnel pretty quickly on where it runs out, right? And you were kind of describing that too with the boss, where it's like, okay, what's next? And it's like, that's kind of it. And you can get it more difficult, things like that.
Tougher,
but it's like,
you're waiting for like the new maps and the
right.
Like we saw
so
the maps
it kind of gets a little stale, in my opinion, after a while. So kind of consider that. But I disagreed with the consensus overall. I thought it's
sitting at a 68 right now.
That's
for
surprising to me.
Yeah, it's low.
I think it deserves higher than that because, and based on what I read, I think me coming into this series fresh helps me, because I think it's a little bit of a departure from what, again, based on what I read, from what they used to do, and people were not fans of that. So they were kind of saying this isn't the Orcs Must Die. I know, I guess.
I've played all of them, and I thought it was refreshing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, so any final thoughts? Sorry, I know.
No, I agree with everything you said. I think it is a well-made one of those that if you do want to play with friends, I think you would have a fun time.
What are you thinking in terms of rating?
Definitely silver tier.
Yep.
Like, I don't think it deserves to be anything lower than that.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, I think our silver tier is 76 to 85.
85, yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of my personal kind of secret resolutions this year is to be a little bit more critical of games. Like I don't want to just kind of give, 80s out to everyone.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the 79 territory for it. I could be persuaded to go a little bit higher. I do think the loop does, like, you start to
get fatigued.
Yeah. And I'm kind of in what killed Jeff's camp of RNG is annoying.
Yep.
This is fine, but it's one of those, like, you can either get a really good build, which very much affects your run, or you can just get, like, really kind of screwed up on stuff, and then it's like, why are we still playing this level? Let's just reset, Yeah. And it's not an easy thing to do. So I think that's kind of what drags it down a little bit for me, where it might not be necessarily 80. Like, even like the connection stuff, they seem to fix a lot of that, but there's still, like, you have to, like, restart the game to get someone else in, and, like, kind of things that could, like, be cleaned up.
Yeah. I was similar to you, high 70s, low 80s range. I think if you were to ask me early on, it would have been low 80s.
I agree.
I think as we progressed, though, kind of like you said, it got a little stale, like, kind of, hey, what's next? Mentality. I could meet it at 79. I think it's fair. Because, I know we're not supposed to do this by judging it against other games, but it's like, did I like Indiana Jones more than this?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. You didn't. You put Indiana Jones lower. I put Indiana Jones higher.
I
had
had
like 78.
I had more fun playing Orcs Must Die than
Well,
I did
you
with
got
Indiana
boned
Jones.
on Indiana
Yes.
Jones, so that's not a fair
I'm just
thing.
saying.
But anyways,
yeah.
we're not supposed to compare. That's why we do the tiers. That's our philosophy.
Yeah.
So
I think playing Ember Ward, that also kind of influenced me a little bit. I'm like,
sure.
I really like this one, and this one,
Yeah. Okay. 79. I'm okay. I think it's a good spot.
Sorry, do you say what your personal one was? Like where?
Yeah, I can meet you at 70, like maybe 80 for me.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm asking is like you're slightly higher on it than maybe.
I don't even think I agree with all your points. So I think 79 seems correct.
Okay,
so 79, stone,
79, chiseled away,
chiseled, chiz.
chiz.
That's what the kids are saying now. Chiz.
Ugh. Nope.
All right. Is that something else? Is that in your book?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
I got a little scared that I said something I wasn't supposed to.
No.
You never know. Like you say nonsense words, it's like it's actually
it's
offensive.
Going to be nonsense words in 10 years. We're saying stuff now that's like, oh, you can't say that in 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's a shame. All right, we got. We promised the people. top 5, and we got a good one this week too. Top 5 assassins.
Yes.
Fictional? Top 5 assassins. Fictional, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And know where John Wilkes Booth kind of came in on it.
Yeah, we saw a musical about assassins.
Yeah.
And that could have been your top 5 right there.
Could have been.
That was an interesting musical.
Fictional assassins.
Fictional. I tend to like fictional more. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Not everyone agrees with me on that, but
sure.
The fictional is more my bread and butter as well. So I'm gonna go there. So
okay.
All right, let's start off with the rules as always. You're our rules guy.
Yes.
What are the rules? What is an assassin?
I was thinking about this.
Yes.
Right? Because I feel like you need to be a trained killer.
Yes, of course.
I think there needs to be a level of stealthiness. So I don't think like if you're like a soldier, you're necessarily an assassin. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So I think there needs to be something like that. I think there needs to be a level of skill involved. Like you can't just like I'm sure there's a movie out there somewhere where like somebody kills someone and it's like they're not meaning to. Like it's purposeful.
Yeah,
it's a purposeful.
You're an
like,
expert.
Yeah.
In the art of killing.
Yeah.
I guess let me throw some distinctions at you because this was are bounty hunters assassins?
If you're going to kill somebody, if you are going to kill somebody, then I think bounty. So to me, bounty hunter is you're going in for a reward, like dead or alive.
Right.
Then I would say like, maybe not. If you're going into like going in for dead, then yes.
Let me put it this way. Boba Fett, is he an assassin?
Tell me someone that he was sent to kill, and I would say yes.
I don't know his lore. I'm sure he was sent to kill someone.
Maybe. I've never...
I kind of view him as a bounty hunter. I think that could be a separate list, actually.
I agree.
Okay.
And Boba Fett wins that list. So we can just kind of...
I don't think he does. I think
for
he's
bounty hunter? Name a better bounty hunter.
But isn't he over... All right. We need to... Okay, yeah. Good. Keep us on track. That was almost bad. I saw it.
You can't do that.
All right. What if assassination is within their portfolio, but maybe not what they're known for? So someone I think about with that is like a 007. Like he has a license to kill. He definitely has done assassinations, but he is much more versatile than that. Like a
Has
spy.
he done assassinations?
Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. He's assassinated people. Yeah.
I think
He's got a license to kill. It's like his whole thing.
then I think you need to have a
He's got to be known for it.
yeah. I think you have to have an example.
I would
think
put him more in a spy
100%
category, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's kinda what he's known for,
I don't
but-
think 007 is an assassin.
Okay.
I think he's a spy.
Okay, so we'll kind of feel it out, I guess, based
Yeah.
on the picks, because there's some like borderlines I'm just not sure about. So,
Okay. I have a dark horse that I think I'll
go for it.
Oh,
Start off.
just start off?
Yeah, with the dark horse.
Ra's al Ghul.
Oh,
Wow. Hey.
whew.
Leader of the League of Assassins.
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. I was not prepared
I
to talk
know.
about Ra's al Ghul.
Actually, one other rule.
Okay,
and
sorry.
this is important.
Yes.
Are we saying like who the coolest assassin is?
Great point.
Or are we saying this assassin beats all other assassins?
Yes. Great
I think
point.
that's
Great
important.
point. As always, I'm gonna. It's not really throwing a wrench, but I like the combination approach where
I don't know if you can.
I think you can. I think skill is like competence matters. They have to be a good assassin, right? But once you reach a certain threshold where like, okay, they're a top assassin within their world,
Okay.
then I think it's more the external factors like the coolness, the unique nature of it. So what I'm saying is we're not pitting them against each other because Ra's al Ghul is going to win or some comic book character is going to win. I think that's much more boring. I think it is how do they fare within their own universe?
Okay.
And then what are those external what are those other
Okay,
factors?
so it's anyone's game.
It's anyone's game.
Okay.
I typically don't like the who beats who unless you have like a pretty fair matchup.
Yeah.
Because like,
Ra's al Ghul just
well, there's
throw him in
people
the
with
Lazarus pit, and he
superpowers
just
versus
comes back.
like, a regular guy who's very good, but
Sure.
that's not fair.
Okay.
Okay, do you agree with that? We can adjust if you
Yeah,
want. That's my
maybe
proposal.
I'm not thinking of someone that you. I guess I
have
think
some comic book
know where
characters
you're going.
that-
Yeah, that's fair.
They would just wipe the floor with anyone
That's
you can
fair.
think of.
That's
and
fair.
I don't, yeah.
Okay.
So you're good with that?
Yes.
Is that fair?
I am good with that.
I hope the audience is on board with that.
I think Ra's al Ghul should be considered on this list.
Wow. I'm like not a huge expert on him. Like you're talking about like Batman Begins Ra's al Ghul or just in general.
Or comic
what's
book Ra's al
what's the
Ghul.
best version of him?
Like he is literally, I would say, the comic. Or actually, my favorite
Batman
version is Batman animated
series.
series.
Yeah.
But he is what 700 years old, like hundreds of years old. Mm-hmm. Can't die. Well,
always comes back.
dies and just gets resurrected. That's his whole shtick.
The Lazarus Pit.
Lazarus
thing?
Pit.
Yeah.
Assassinates key individuals, topples governments,
Yeah.
experiment, like literally like has an entire group of people that like will do anything for him. He is like literally the leader of the League of Assassins.
Yeah. When you run the League of Assassins, it's pretty good credibility.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Wow. Let's put it as a maybe.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm not saying
married
he's
to it,
not
but
like a lock, but I think
Great
he needs
pull.
to be talked about.
That's a great pull.
That was where my head first went.
I'm gonna go more chalk here. Agent 47.
Yep. Yeah.
Do we really need to say anything? Kind of maybe the poster boy of video game assassins.
Yeah. I mean, from Hitman.
Yep. He's lit. It's in the title.
Literally, that's what he is.
Like
Yeah.
that's a good credential.
I think the thing I like about him is he is very like he would stand out in a crowd, like really. Like if you look at this tall guy dressed in a black suit, red tie, bald with a barcode on the back of his head,
Yeah.
seems pretty conspicuous.
Yep.
But he is super cool.
Yes. Suave.
Also, not too cool to put on like a mascot costume to murder someone,
right.
or put on like some just weird stuff of like I'm a hot dog vendor, poison, like whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I like his
Flexibility.
creativity, flexibility. He can just kind of do anything, and he's actually kind of funny sometimes, right? Like he'll say like little clips like in this kind of monotone thing. He's gone through some stuff.
Sure.
Like I kind of feel bad about his backstory and everything, but Agent 47 is pretty good.
When it comes to creativity of like kills and stuff, he might take the cake, dude. Because it's like the point of the game, and there's like reward or like challenges and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So He's done some crazy things.
That's my every Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to do Hitness, and I want it to be like you just have a bowl of like, all right, pick a level, pick a target, pick a weapon to kill your target with.
There you go.
It's random. Go.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, you're up.
Okay. If you seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Wow. Your
Buddy,
polls today, dude. Your polls today are great.
How do you
which
feel
one, though?
about it?
Both of them? Is it a package?
I'm a big Brad guy. I like
Brad,
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
like she's fine.
Yeah.
But Brad Pitt, like that's what I was getting at. Where it's like he's really cool. Like he's just like it's Brad Pitt. Come on,
He's
right?
cool as fuck. And I love in that movie, what's his face is like his best friend.
Wait, what do you mean?
The guy from Dodgeball.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
And they have a great dynamic.
Yeah.
He's
Bob,
he's like,
I almost shot you right now.
yeah. He's like part of the agency,
Yep.
but he's just like this loser guy. He's
Yeah.
like living with his mom and stuff. Which shout out, hey,
Yeah.
you're not a loser because you live with your mom. Just saying.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's totally fine.
He's so fun. Yeah. That's a great pull, man. Yeah.
I don't think he hangs on a top 5 list.
I don't think, because it's a little bit more silly in that
Yeah.
movie. It's not
But
as lit, but that's a great
I had to
honorable
call him out.
mention.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie that got them divorced.
That was the first. Oh, really?
Yeah. He was married to Jennifer Aniston, and then they worked together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their chemistry was so good in that movie. I was like,
too good.
I mean, you can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like, that was a great movie.
That was Chelsea and I. Oh, no. We watched Salt first, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a quick follow.
Good polls, man. Good polls. Speaking of polls, Deadpool?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, power level, the guy killed in the entire Marvel universe. He
he's
wins.
an assassin. Is he?
What else would he be? A mercenary?
Yeah.
See, this is
He's
where-
the merc with the mouth.
He is a merc, yeah. So this is a great point. So like him, Deathstroke, have they assassinated people? Yes.
Yeah.
But are they assassins? This is where they were kind of on my edge, on the line. They seem like mercenaries to me. What's the difference between a mercenary and assassin? I don't know. Maybe like they're more varied jobs.
Well,
I don't know.
I think it's the stealth, right? Like the assassin to me is like you go in, you take them out, and
Quiet.
you're just gone, and nobody knows. Like I'm not saying you take him out in like a quiet way necessarily,
Right.
But like Deadpool, you hear him coming a mile away. He murders everyone, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen. I'm sure it's happened, but I can't pull a thing where it's like, oh, he went in on someone else's volition. Like anytime I watch Deadpool kill someone, it's like I have this thought,
over
I'm
the
going to go
top.
kill you, like whatever. But it's not
Spectacle.
like he is, unless you're going with the X-Men Wolverine version.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, even then, it's still mercenary. But it's
Right.
like I've never seen him get sent to assassinate someone. You know what I mean? Like he always is like, I'm just gonna go kill this guy, and then just goes and does it.
I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he
but,
has
yeah,
too.
I don't know. It's not
Personally,
his primary-
I
Okay.
don't have that knowledge.
All right.
I'm fine
Fair.
putting him on the list.
No. I wanted to gauge
I'm
the room.
probably getting a text message from a Deadpool fan right now,
Probably.
just with a example. But,
Well, hey, look, I tried my best.
yeah.
So I brought him up.
Here's a perfect example though.
Right.
Like Deathstroke,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. Like there,
I think you'd have more of an argument with him, actually.
I think so,
'Cause he
too.
has definitely been sent to kill people.
yeah.
Or Deadshot. is another
Deadshot,
one.
I think, is more so.
Yeah.
So like Deadshot is literally like you're an assassin. Like you're gonna
Okay,
snipe
fair
somebody
enough.
and you're that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put him on, though. I'm not a huge Deadshot fan.
I like Deadshot, but there's so
I do
many
too.
incarnations of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, like the guy who can't miss. Like
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I like Deathstroke more than Deadshot for sure.
Generally speaking, yes.
Deathstroke also super overpowered, so
He is. Batman kicks his butt, but he's overpowered.
Batman gets everyone's
I
butt.
know.
man.
That's Batman's awesome. Yeah.
Batman is awesome. Not an assassin though.
No. He could be.
Yeah.
Raz
And he
wanted him.
He would be
Or Raish wanted him.
He'd be number one.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, you're up.
All right. What do we have here? So Agent 47. I should have wrote these down. Let's
Get a big hitter out.
Go ahead.
John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what sparked it. Let's just get the two out right now.
John Wick.
and
Okay, that's
Jason
fine. We can do
Bourne.
that. We can do that.
Okay. So this all sparked
Yes.
from we were watching the John Wicks,
Yes.
and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I mean, I love John Wick. Great action. Kills a lot of people. Although, again, if you're talking about stealth, John Wick, not the stealthiest.
No.
Not the stealthiest. So keep that in mind.
I'm not saying that's like you have to do that,
fair
but
enough,
John
but
Wick is still sent to kill people. He's the boogeyman.
Well, in the movies, he's actually pretty much retired, right? So you're kind of considering his career before that. But I'm watching the John Wick movies, and I'm like, I mean, Jason Bourne would just win, right? And that didn't fly. It was a John Wick household.
Jason Bourne would win.
Jason Bourne would win, dude.
Yes.
I mean, if you go back and watch the Jason Bourne movies, this guy, you never see him coming.
Yep.
And he doesn't even... By the way, he gets amnesia and then refuses to use weapons. And he still beats all the top assassins. And he's not using a gun.
Yeah.
John Wick uses all the guns.
Yep.
Jason Bourne is like
calling
them.
He uses a shotgun.
He does shoot someone in the arm. He never kills anyone with a gun, though. I don't think he kills anyone.
In the first one, he does, yeah.
He kills someone with a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the cornfield?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. But still, he beat him.
He did.
He's like beating all the guys. Yeah, dude. Jason Bourne's great.
Yeah.
He's like...
I mean, I'm fine putting both of them on there. I think from an assassin standpoint, I look at Jason Bourne as an assassin. John Wick is making a statement.
Yes.
And he's not acting very assassinly. He's extremely skilled.
Right.
And I think he could still be considered it because you know kind of his history and what that is, but like we didn't really see it.
Yeah, it's a revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see the professional side of it.
Yeah.
Which is technically true for Bourne as well, but he goes about it in a very different way, I'd say.
Yeah, well, even Bourne, you still get that flashback. At least there's a glimpse of it of like I would love to see like, okay, like what was John Wick?
Yeah, but the flashback we get of Bourne, to be fair, is like
he botched an assassination.
So like, how good is that?
That's fair.
He's staring at this kid. Is the kid who finished the job?
He's an assassin with the heart.
He's reformed.
Yeah,
that's true. The other flashback you get is him killing the guy in the chair.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
you want to be a part of this? Bang!
That was what, third one or something?
I think it's the third one, which I think is my favorite.
I have to go back and rewatch them.
Yeah. But I just get giddy every time he's staring at someone from across the city, and he's like, "Get some rest. You look tired." And they're like, "Bah," and the music starts playing. It's like he outplays. His outplays are unmatched.
That's another good top five. It's like best like closing. Like music in an episode. Like it's between that like Pirates of the Caribbean. We'll go back, but that's they're good.
Yeah. So those are two big hitters. I mean, maybes for both. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, let's put them on the list.
All right.
Sorry, I had to bring my other list.
You're good.
So
it's gonna be a big list. I mean, there's a lot of
comic book character wise. How do we feel about like Bucky Barnes and Black Widow?
Again, I think Black Widow is more of a spy. I'm sure she's done a lot of assassination.
They talk about her Book of Red constantly about her just like murdering people.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I don't know. Well, every time the reason I say that is because every time we see her in the movies, it's always like she's wearing a disguise, she's infiltrating something. You know.
Yeah.
The first scene we're introduced with her, she's like getting information out of the Russians. She's not. Oh, I guess she does kill them.
Yeah. Oh, she breaks his neck.
All right, never mind. Yeah,
Black Widow
counts.
The whole point of a Black Widow is to kill the.
It's not to talk you down.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong about that. I don't know. I've never felt super. I mean, I like Black Widow.
It's fine.
Bucky Barnes is good too, Winter Soldier, but
he's kind of brainwashed.
Yeah, I like him more as a hero.
Yeah. All right, that's fine.
There's going to be a lot of people. I think we got to be a little bit selective here.
Well, we have 4 on the list right now. Am I missing some? Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I'm not feeling super strongly about them, so I think I should be a little bit more selective.
Okay.
What about T-101 Terminator?
Assassin?
Yeah, he's sent out to kill Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that like the whole point of the movie?
That's fair.
It's like that's the goal.
Yeah, you're right. I was never big on Terminator.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's a classic one. You got to at least consider it.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel strongly about it, you could definitely put it on.
It's been a while since I watched those, so like my lore.
I just watched them. I'm just like, this is
really
rough. Yeah.
Rough.
Well, it's how old, you know?
T-1000.
Yeah.
I don't know why it has T-101 on this.
Yeah, anyways, T-1000.
T-1000. Yeah. Yeah, Arnold, the Terminator. I mean, classic, pretty unstoppable, right? Pretty iconic.
Yeah.
I think, maybe it's worth a shout. It's a tough one.
Does it hang?
I mean, if you're not feeling it, I'm not gonna die on that hill. So just nix it.
Okay. Yeah. I it's fine.
Yeah.
I like everyone else on the list before that.
Sure.
Honestly, I'd probably put Black Widow above it, or like
Okay.
personally. But
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, you want Black Widow on there?
No,
I mean,
that's
okay.
fine. I'm just waiting for you to put your girl up, and I don't want to.
Oh, I was waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
fine.
Nina Williams.
Yeah. Let's.
Nina Williams
Yeah.
belongs on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even have a good argument for her.
She's super hot.
Well, she's a badass.
Yeah, she's a badass.
She's killed a lot of people. She's cold as the winter snow. You know the lore better than me though, in terms of her credentials.
Yeah, I mean, she goes through a lot.
Look here,
goes through a lot.
she literally infiltrated her sister's.
Yep, I think she was initially sent to kill Heihachi, if I'm not mistaken, and then sent to kill Kazuya, and
failed that.
Well, not necessarily failed it. Like, I guess technically, like lore wise, probably.
Yeah.
But then, like, Heihachi's like, okay, you're working for me now, or Kazuya's
Yeah,
like,
she's
you're
so
working,
good that like she is
Yeah.
the top advisor.
Yeah.
For Kazuya.
Going after Eddie, killed Eddie's dad. Like,
Killed
it's a
Eddie's
whole thing.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Killed Anna's husband. Dressed up as Anna. As the bride. That's a pretty unhinged move, dude.
Just to stick it to her sister.
That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
She's insane.
You would like to think that she's just still brainwashed, because she had amnesia in Tekken 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Tekken 3, she had amnesia. And I think so did Anna, or like Anna was like, we're sisters or whatever. And then they went to or I think that was it. Like Anna or Nina had amnesia. Anna was cool and was like, oh, I have my sister and like we're like best friends or whatever. They go and they visit their father's grave. Nina has a flashback and then slaps Anna and like walks away. And then it's like back. You. Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
I can't wait till Anna comes out.
That was the thing. It's like I wanted to talk about Anna too, but it's a moot point. Like there's no way she hangs with Nina, especially when you don't see kind of Anna. So yeah,
revisit it later.
Nina deserves to be on the list for sure.
Yeah.
I was looking up some stuff. So do you consider was it Jules Winfield from Pulp Fiction? Is he an assassin? Like, count?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the first scene, he's sent to get a briefcase back and he kills everyone, right?
Yeah.
That, to me, he screams very assassin.
Yeah.
He's a cool motherfucker too.
Yeah.
In Samuel L. Jackson tribute.
Yeah.
He had one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema is when he's in the diner. Not the the original scene's great too when he's doing the Ezekiel whatever. But the diner one I like even more, where he's like, I'm trying to be the shepherd.
Yep.
That's super great.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shout. It's definitely a shout.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly about it. It's just like people were kind of talking about it, and I just want to make sure.
When I think of that character, I don't know if I immediately go to assassin. I think there's other qualities that he possesses that I think about more than
it's
that.
like kind of in the mob. Like it's like it counts, but
right.
This
guy's an assassin, Ezio Auditore.
Yeah.
That guy's an assassin, bro.
Yeah,
and he's a good one.
Yeah,
and he's a good one. He is the best main character out of all the Assassin's Creeds.
Okay.
That is my contention. Go ahead, tell me how much you love.
No.
Odyssey.
I think from a character standpoint, look,
watching your family get
Alexandria
hung first scene. That's brutal.
I think Altair is a better assassin, but
interesting.
Ezio, I can understand.
You think so?
Altair?
Yeah.
I think so.
What makes you say that?
He is like a shadow. Like you'd never like. They kind of got away from like he's just like walking in plain sight and sitting thing. It's just like they kind of made it a little bit more actiony. And as you go on,
having a standoff.
Yeah, I think Ezio because like Altair is also just like cold. Like he is.
He's got like no personality, dude.
Zero.
Yeah.
So I think like I just see him as a more serious assassin.
Yeah, if we're going straight assassin, maybe, but
Ezio,
I like the personality.
Yes,
I like the swagger that Ezio
I am all
possesses.
for putting Ezio on there.
Ezio. I mean, that's just
fine.
It's Assassin's Creed, man. It's Assassin's Creed. You gotta have Ezio on there.
How do you like Kill Bill?
Yeah, the bride. She's great. I mean, again, very forward, no stealth, right? Like we're
Yeah.
talking sword fighting, killing a whole dojo.
The
which is a
spirit-
sick scene.
The spirit of an assassin, I don't put that on the same thing, but
It's
I
about
get
the
it.
revenge story with her, right? And you see her skill set, obviously. So she's a very capable assassin. That's a tough one. To me, my gut is saying I probably wouldn't put her on the list.
Yeah.
I just don't resonate with her, but I respect the work.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. What about Anton Chigurh?
Who?
No Country for Old Men.
I never saw it.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about. That's the guy with the little
Silent shotgun
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
terrible
yeah.
haircut.
Yep.
Maybe out of everyone on this list strikes the most fear in my heart.
Oh,
He is
okay.
a psychopath.
Okay.
There's actually this video or article I read once where this psychologist was like, this is the best portrayal of a psychopath
Sure.
in any media ever.
Okay. All right.
So a consideration, you haven't seen it, so obviously it's going to hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
he should be an honorable mention because he is cold.
I mean, if you want to fight for him, we could put him on.
It's just, dude, I mean, when you watch, I think you should watch that movie because it's a great movie. But every time he's on screen or he's coming after, it's chills. It's like he's going to get it, like, because he just never loses. It's crazy. Yeah. But
in the same vein, as far as like a psychopath, like, did you ever watch The Jackal with Bruce Willis? When
No,
he's
never
like
seen that.
kind of a like assassin just going around killing people. They remade it into a TV show that I just found recently. It's like all over my feed.
yeah.
With the guy from the Harry Potter mystical creature guy, like the guy that plays Newt. So
Yeah.
he's like a goofy guy in that.
Yeah.
He's an assassin in this one.
Okay.
And he is scary as heck, man. It is
Wow.
wild.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Was it good?
I don't know. The clips I've seen makes me want to
it's
watch
just
it.
the
but
clips. Yeah.
All right. What about Thane?
I was about to say
Yeah.
Thane Krios.
Yeah.
Great.
I like Thane a lot.
His first scene should tell you
Yeah.
everything, dude. You're like fighting your way through this tower.
He
Killing,
is like the assassin. Like he's like, okay,
Yeah.
like he's sneaky.
It's like, and then you just hear whisperings on the radio, like, oh, there's, and then you're like, are they talking about us? And then it's just out of the vent, dead.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Introduced to him. Oh, that's talk about a great character introduction to just highlight
I
what
like
he's
him a
all
lot.
about.
Yeah.
I also love his character story where it's like, I'm dying
Yep.
and I'm just like trying to put things right. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's just really cool.
Yeah. I mean, worth to put on the list. Do you think it hangs?
What do you think? How are you feeling? Are you very passionate about Thane?
It's tough. I like Thane a lot, but if I'm going like video games, I think Ezio is up there. I think Corvo from Dishonored is better. And honestly, he probably has even more tragic stories. So I feel
Sure.
like he should be up there too. And obviously Agent 47. So like I like Thane a lot. I like him as a character.
Yeah.
From an assassin standpoint, like if we're trying to be like best assassin.
Pure assassin. Yeah.
It's alluded to, but you don't. I mean, I like him as a character more than him as an assassin. That makes sense.
Yeah. Peter Griffin is on this assassin list, which is very interesting to me.
That's a nope.
He's got 250 votes.
Yikes.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyone else you have? I mean, there's like Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
Yeah, those are more ninjas. Like I get, you can call them
I
assassins.
think they're assassons. I think
Yeah.
they are. I'm not super up on the lore, but I'm pretty sure they are. They're also part of like a kind of a League of Assassins.
Nah, I don't know if they're assassins though. Like they're ninjas. It's like
Yeah.
they're at war with another ninja clan, but I don't know. Like you might go and like assassinate somebody. Like I don't see them as assassins personally. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight for them. I think Solid Snake from Metal Gear.
Yeah,
That's an
definitely. That's an
assassin.
assassin. That's an assassin.
Not a big fan of Solid Snake, so I'm not going to put him on the list. But that's kind of where
Did you
I'm
ever
at.
play Tales of Destiny?
No,
Okay.
no.
Jeff gave me some shouts. I was trying to get some help
okay.
today. So
Sure.
Ruti from Tales of Destiny, but I've never played it.
Yeah.
And then Wolf from Sekiro,
Which
which I guess he's an assassin, but
Yeah.
I thought that game was
Sure.
if it's a Souls game, you're not really stealthing people. There's more stealth in that game than the
That was definitely
traditionals.
more
Yeah,
stealth. That's why I liked that game up till
I see.
the
boss.
Souls parts. Yeah. Dude, I was having a lot of fun with that game,
Yeah.
and then it was like, oh, just kidding. You got to do this now.
I did say that I would include someone from League of Legends on here as well, which is it's never going to win. I know you're not going to allow that to happen, but I got a lot of different characters from that game. I would go with, I think Zed is the most iconic.
Okay.
The Shadow Assassin. He's just cool. And now I understand from a lore perspective, there's better, like Jeff said, Kennen, which he's not an assassin. But
I don't think these are real
Akali
people.
Is.
Uh-huh.
You know all of them. You memorized all of
Kennen.
3,000. He's a little purple ninja.
Dude, gun to my head, it'd be
Electric,
like, draw
electric
this.
power.
Nah,
Little rat.
like a mummy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like a mummy?
Is that Manfred? Moo-moo?
Moo-moo. A moo-moo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Like Blitzcrank, but
Yeah.
I think Zed. And there's nothing more terrifying than a 10-0
Sure.
Zed.
You want me to put Zed on the
No,
list?
dude, no.
Let me see what Zed looks like. Zed
I think the best
from...
story might be Cain, maybe. Cain's good. Pike's great. Pike's
From the
Pike's an
Bible?
assassin. Nope.
Oh, okay.
From League.
I've never seen Zed
be the
before in my
Bible.
life.
Really?
I don't think so.
Interesting. Anyways, all right. I digress. I had to get my League shout out in
All
there.
right.
So,
yeah.
all right. Anyone else? I think we got a good healthy list.
Yeah,
I know
mean,
I'm
we
probably
only have
forgetting someone.
It's kind of an easy list right now. Like we only have 6 people on here.
Yeah, I was trying to be picky, and then
Yeah,
it's
which is
like,
good.
Yeah.
So we have to remove someone. So we have
Yeah.
Agent 47,
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah.
John Wick, Jason Bourne, Nina Williams, and Ezio. Now I'm gonna say something crazy.
All right.
Maybe John Wick isn't on this list.
That is crazy.
I know you're literally
Seeing that,
dressed like John Wick right now.
I am. He sparked this, which it's kind of wild that he
But
would
when
not be.
you're-
Let's hear what's the thesis on that?
The thesis is if I had to say one thing does not belong like the other, short of Nina Williams because she's not a man, but
I mean,
we're progressive.
Oh,
here.
whoa, hey.
No, I'm saying like if you're looking at the list,
Yeah.
John Wick is the only one that doesn't have like the assassin vibe.
What kind of vibe
like
would
all
you
the other
say
ones,
that he
like
has?
the stealth one, like the aha, like gotcha things, right? So like Agent 47 pops out of a mechanics, or like Agent 47 goes, disables a F1 car,
Yeah.
it blows up, and
Yeah.
he just walks up into the sunset.
Dressed up
like
as a pit crew member.
Ra's al Ghul, literally leader of the assassins. Like that's what he does.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne, like you said, he's tracking his quarry and calls them up and is like, you look tired, and then
Dude, I love the
oh my god,
in
that's
the, in
Jason
the third
Bourne,
one.
yeah.
It's like the whole train scene when he's on the phone with the reporter.
Yep.
And he's like coaching him through and like setting things up
Yep.
at the same time.
Don't touch your ear. You know,
Yeah. Tie your shoe right now.
Yeah, actually, that was
So
on 007 too. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Nina obviously is like just literally an assassin.
Cold-blooded
Yeah,
assassin.
like that's her whole shtick. And
Yep.
then Ezio again, Assassin's Creed.
Ezio's
Like
great.
he murders a lot of
You know
people.
what? If I'm being honest, Nina should probably not be on the list.
How come?
She doesn't have the pedigree that these other characters have. I think we have a much more established credentials from the rest of them.
Oh.
But selfishly, the credentials come from me beating the shit out of other people in Deccan, which selfishly is pretty awesome.
She's taking down
She's
loads of
an
dudes.
assassin.
She's sent all the time to kill people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's in her backstory.
I think part of it is like if we don't even have to argue about whether they're an assassin,
Yeah.
they just fit that model.
Yeah.
Right. And she does. Like, if you had to pick anyone from Deccan,
I mean, she's called an assassin multiple times.
Yeah,
like, it's
she's
not.
literally
Yeah,
an
it's not like
assassin,
we're
yes,
kind of
correct. So, selfishly, I'm fine with having Nina on there. She's my favorite.
It's up to you, man. I don't know. I know that John Wick not being on here is kind of nuts. But
That would be nuts.
But again, name a time that he assassinated someone.
Yeah. I'm before we saw him in the movie, so it's kind of unfair to
He
him.
murdered a lot of people for sure. Like he went nuts.
Yeah, he did. He could get
I
nuts.
love John Wick. John Wick is probably like if I had to watch a movie right now, maybe Jason Bourne because I like Jason Bourne, and honestly maybe Hitman with Timothy.
You want to watch
Olyphant.
Assassin's Creed?
Nope.
The movie?
I'm good with
on
that one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the courage to do it. You might have to
Give
hit
me
the button
a
for
different person.
Like I said, it'd be Nina, but I don't want
to. Nina? Like you,
so it's not going to be. It's not going to
Raish?
be Ezio. It's not going to be Agent 47. Like those guys are locks.
Okay, so we'll put those on locks.
And
I think
Ra's al Ghul is
Bourne
just a great pull that I kind of don't want to. I don't know his history as well, but I'm sure he's done some incredible things.
Yeah. So it really,
and then
that's what
Jason
I mean.
Bourne is definitely a lock.
Yeah. So it's
to me,
John Wick or Nina Williams.
That's the question. Honestly, the audience is going to say John Wick.
Yeah, probably.
I, in my heart, want Nina Williams to be on the
couch
list.
company list.
I know. We are good at upsetting people. Well, you know me. I'm voting for Nina Williams. I'm being selfish.
All right. See ya, John Wick.
That's crazy. Oh, we're going to regret this one.
All right. I will just go ahead and jump on Ra's al Ghul. We'll put him at number 5.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So Nina barely makes it on.
Well,
and then
isn't 4 the crazy ones?
Always. Donkey's at 4.
Yeah.
Artichoke Heart's at 4.
Yeah. So do you think Nina deserves to be the 4? Is she the crazy one, or is Ra's al Ghul the crazy one?
That's a great question. I could go either way. I think the more I talk about Ra's al Ghul, I also found him on one of the lists I was talking about, so maybe that's
did
just
you? Okay.
I wasn't thinking about it.
All right.
He's the leader of the League of Assassins.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was talking to Chelsea
a great pick.
when I was going through my list, and I'm like, it's League of Assassins or League of Shadows. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's League of Assassins, and then look it up, and it's like,
is it League of Assassins?
It's League of Assassins, yeah.
League of Shadows does sound like something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's from something else.
Or he might be both. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I also feel like I'm forgetting someone. Usually I pull something in from like anime too. So someone text me who I'm forgetting from. There's some. Oh, you know what it is? Koro Sensei, Assassination Classroom. Great assassin.
Okay.
Great assassin.
All right.
All right. Let's continue.
Deserves to be on the list?
If you watched it, yes.
Okay.
You did not watch it. The show. Okay. Quick pivot here. The show is about this like alien who.
Yeah.
The first scene is him like flying through the moon.
Okay.
And then all the governments are like trying to kill him or something because he's a big threat. He's got like superhuman abilities. He lands. He goes to the school of delinquents, and he's like, I want to teach this class, and I will train them. I'm going to train them to kill me. So they get these weapons that he made. I think I'm botching this, but that he made that can kill him. Mm-hmm. Like if they hit him, he'll just incinerate or something. I forget. So he's training them to be like assassins, but also it's like a feel good story because they're like delinquent kids. He's like a great teacher. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
It's a great thing.
All right.
He's a great assassin. He like moves at Mach 5. It's insane. All right. Anyway, sorry. Tangent done. Here's my anime. There's a couple things that John always brings to the table. It's always an anime pick and usually like a League of Legends pick. So.
Okay. All right.
All right. Number 5.
Nina,
I think
right,
Nina.
right,
I think if I'm being honest, she barely made it.
I was thinking too. I'm like, someone could make the argument too that like Jason Bourne also was not an assassin when we were seeing him do that too. But it's like,
yeah, but you have the flashbacks. You also have the video game. There's a video game where you play through his assassinations.
That's fair.
You get a little bit more context, and the books too.
Okay. All right.
You get a lot more context than you do with.
Hey, you
John
don't
Wick.
have to. I think Jason Bourne kicks the crap out of John Wick.
I agree. That was the original.
Honestly, I even think that like,
if it's a straight up, let me preface this too. If it's a straight up gunfight, I think John Wick wins. Although I still don't think it's a landslide. He'll never see Jason Bourne coming.
But correct. But I think like fisticuffs.
Yeah,
I kind of think Jason Bourne might. Like,
I mean, he's got great fisticuffs.
Yeah, like
dude.
he might.
He's got hands.
Like the only time that John Wick ever like John Wick should have get beat up. Anyway. Okay,
dude, Jason Bourne with a book. Just needs a book. He's killing a guy with a book.
All right. So Nina Williams at 5.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul 4. Or you think Ezio?
No.
Okay.
All
right.
Ezio is a strong
Ra's al
contender.
Ghul is a.
But tell me a specific thing that he's done though. That's where I'm struggling with him.
Topple governments.
Which one?
All of them.
Sure.
All of them.
Yeah.
That's
you can't.
That's
he's not.
shtick.
There's not memorable moments.
He has fingers.
Yeah, you're doing this all day. It's
That's
like,
fine.
look, I know he's a great assassin.
Yeah.
But he's not memorable in terms of specific things.
For assassination, then I agree with you.
We're just kind of told, oh, he's the best. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
That gets you so far. That gets you in the door.
That gets you 4.
That doesn't get you
on
one,
the list.
though.
That's fine.
That's my
actually
theory.
shocked. I think he should probably be 5. Like I would
Okay,
put
fuck it, let's do it.
I'd
Sure.
put Nina at 4.
Switch it.
All right.
4, you won't believe 4. That was the title of one of our episodes.
Yeah.
Like our second episode.
4 will surprise you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, 3. This is where it gets tough.
Yeah.
This is where it gets tough.
Yep.
I'm gonna say something that might surprise you here.
Okay.
Jason Bourne 3.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
didn't surprise you.
That's fine.
Didn't
That's
surprise
fine.
you.
That's fine.
I think I know where your head's at.
Yep.
You want Agent 47 number 1.
I think
you do.
I think he's the best.
I see how
assassin.
giddy you get.
I think he's the best assassin.
Ezio is very good.
There is nothing you can tell me to make me think that when you say assassin,
Yeah.
Ezio's great.
Yes,
like
yes,
I
yes,
like Ezio a lot. Ezio is also very likable.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that that's like an exclusive thing, but
No.
like when you're thinking assassin,
Yeah.
there is nothing that you could do on like Agent 47. Like he would
Agent
not like carry out his
47
mission, do it, and then just
Is
move on.
the definition
Of an
of
assassin.
an assassin. However, Ezio is kind of also the definition of an assassin.
Assassin's in his game title, so I'll
It's
give
in
you
his
that.
game title, so they're both kind of in the same
He's
boat.
part of the League of Assassins.
Ezio?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Who's led
Is
by?
that what they're calling it?
It's the Assassins and the Templars.
It's the Assassin's Order, I think, is what they're
I'm
called.
just,
You're just messing.
You're
just joshing about.
joshing around.
I guess I really like the longevity of Ezio. Playing him in Revelations when he's like 50 years
Sure.
old,
Yeah.
and he's still kicking ass is
Yeah.
awesome. But again, to Agent 47's credit, the unique,
Yeah.
wacky natures, the kill types.
Yep.
I think it goes to Agent 47. I think you can convince me there.
Like Ezio is.
I think Ezio's right there, though.
Sure, and Ezio, like if it was like who can stab better, then maybe I'll give it to Ezio.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
But,
sure
like,
they can both stab great.
It's the same, especially in the games, right? Like I think
Dude, the
games
Hidden
have
Blade's
evolved, but
iconic. You know,
It's
that's
great.
that's the
It's great.
that's a great, maybe the best assassination tool.
Yep. I will say that like when it comes to like outfits and stuff like that, like I think Agent 47's outfit is just as iconic as the assassin outfit.
I'd go with that.
Like,
Yeah,
it'd be the
dude. When
same
you see a
thing,
bald
yep.
guy, suit, red tie,
Yep.
Agent 47 is the
Hitman.
first guy you
Yep.
think of.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Which it's like the most like nondescript, but it's like it's
but it's
classic.
that's
Like,
the
it's
beauty
really
of
good.
it too. It's
Yeah.
so it is a classic look, great look.
I will say Timothy Oliphant in Hitman, not bad. I kind of like it. Like that's a decent movie. If we were still doing like, hey, I need
I'm
you to
not
burn
gonna-
time on it,
I'm not gonna.
I would
go
make
there
you
with
watch Hitman.
I'm not gonna go there with you,
Yeah.
but it is iconic.
Yeah.
I would say. So I'm good with Agent 47, but I want to put respect on Ezio's name. Ezio
Sure.
is the man.
Yeah.
Ezio is great.
Okay. So
I'm actually surprised on our list too that it's like not as many snipers. And when I think of assassins, I think of snipers. You know,
yeah, I mean that's where your Bruce Willis comes in. That's where your I mean Nina's a sniper.
sniper elite, whoever
Yeah.
that guy is. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he'd be an assassin.
Captain McMillan,
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, or yeah.
Oh, gilling
yeah,
up.
that's
I mean, that's an assassin right there. You didn't see him coming.
no. that's
Shot
a
his
good
arm
one.
off.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's a sleeper. Maybe
That's-
honorable
that's
mention.
a good one. You can take Nina off if you want.
Captain,
Yeah.
dude, if Captain McMillan gets on this list, the last second. I mean, would you consider him assassin? He's a
I
soldier.
wouldn't. He assassinated him. Like
Did assassinate him.
I
If we're
think
doing
the
top 5
assassin-
assassinations,
That would be that'd be
That's
different.
on there.
That's Lincoln all the way.
100%.
I think assassin. Your primary purpose is to go kill key individuals.
okay, well, you're arguing for him. That's what he does, at least in the game.
he did that one time.
Captain McMillan?
Yeah, like he's going to hunt.
I
like
assume that's his job. That's his
Yeah.
thing. He's a sniper.
yeah.
You're convincing me. You should stop.
All right, number
All right,
5,
all right, let's
Rachel
chisel it.
Gould.
Yep.
Number 4, Nina Williams. Number 3, Jason Bourne. Number 2, Ezio. Number 1, Agent 47.
I think it's a solid list. I think we're going to get flack for not having John Wick.
Look, John Wick's number 6. I don't know what to tell you.
But I think Captain McMillan might be. I'm just kidding.
John Smith might be 6. We don't know.
I did see
very
Jane
ambiguous.
Smith on there on the list. I was looking. I was like, Tyler.
James Smith's good.
Tyler was great. It was a great.
It's fine.
It was a great session by you.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Chiseled. Great.
All right.
That's a good list. I feel good about that.
I would love to understand the arguments against Agent 47.
I think
being
him at the top spot is hard to argue against.
Yeah. Because he does it all. Sniping. There's literally.
Can you snipe in that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
100%.
Yeah, nice. Okay, good.
The beauty with that game is you can replay those levels, and there's like a list of ways to do different things. There's literally a game called Hitman Sniper.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, okay. So that makes me feel better about
Yeah.
my reservations.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the whole package.
Dude, it's a roguelite. You want to do a roguelite? It's literally
One more run.
you're in your base, and it's like
You
pick
love
your
that
weapons. It's so
love
good.
that game.
It's such a good
You love that game.
It's so good.
I love that you love
Best
that game.
ongoing game? Maybe.
All right. That's all we got.
Yep.
Promises fulfilled.
Yes.
That is what we have done today. If you made it this far, appreciate ya. Check us out. As I've mentioned previously, couchcompany.games. We got articles coming up. You'll find our reviews there. So Orcs Must Die, Deathtrap's going to be on there. As well as our podcasts, our top fives as well. So if you want to get even more upset about hot takes, check that out. That's a doozy. But yeah, so for us, we're going to be here. Same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.